very soon as we get into our grand finals of the Marvel Rivals Ignite Oceania between Ground Zero Gaming and the Vicious.
Oh yeah, we are getting down to business here. We're in to the Pick Ban Protector phase right now, and Magneto, Emma Frost are offline on both sides. Let's see how they trade things out, though. The Vicious are looking to lock in the Emma Frost, and what could be banned next, I do yet wonder. But Liger, FMCL, they're teasing you. They're looking to hover over your personal favorite.
If FMCL locks in Moon Knight right now, 4-0 to Ground Zero. I'm not even kidding. That's my prediction. You can't lose with the Moon Knight. All right, anyways, let's get back to reality. We're not going to see Moon Knight, but what I want to see is a fun 4-3 series. I do not mind who wins because I want the real winners to speak up and prove to me they deserve the win at the end of the day. We're going to see Thing being hovered. We're going to see Magneto protected. What does that mean? Ground Zero has protected Magneto. What does that mean, everybody? You know it. The Dunk Master dupe is back, and that's going to be exciting to see. Emma Frost protected. We know Adam's Emma Frost is stellar. A good performance. That's going to be a good pick for the Vicious, so it's going to be Magneto versus Emma Frost in the Vanguard lineup. Cloak and Dagger will most likely be protected here. That is, again, Massey, you've called it. You've called it day in, day out. You said Cloak and Dagger is the subtle, the secret, the actual secret weapon for every team so far, especially in OCE MRI. They are cooking when it comes to those eternal bonds. They are just on the bar, on the par, ready to go whenever you need them.
Oh yeah, Matty AF has just been getting MVP after MVP, playing that Cloak and Dagger. It does not surprise me in the slightest that they've protected that one, considering how much impact they've been able to make with that hero there. But seeing the Ultron locked out doesn't surprise me at all, considering what we've seen Six be capable of doing on that one is absolutely deadly. But, you know, we do see Punisher going to be protected for the Vicious there, so Ground Zero have actually made some pretty large impacts around the Punisher themselves, but having it banned away from them could be a bit of a thorn in their side. So I feel like the Vicious, they're going to have big firepower coming into this, and I'm curious to see how Ground Zero adapts, because already you can see the Torch has been locked in there, getting the fantastic team up with King Bob on the Invisible Woman. 6, there it is, tried and tested on the Hela, and Revzy going to be locking down the Punisher there. So things are already looking strong here. You know, both sides are locking down their compositions. They are ready to get in position and get ready for war.
War is here today. Clock in, get ready. We are officially in our first map of the grand finals of Marvel Rivals Ignite OCE. This is it. This is here. The teams are getting ready. Their blood is boiling. Their skin is tingling. They're ready. The goosebumps are ready. I'm slapping my arm. The goosebumps are ready to go. We're finally here in the Marvel Rivals Ignite. For the millions around the world watching, this is it. This is the one. The final stand for Ground Zero Gaming and the Vicious. Who's going to take it home? Who's going to take the gold? Who's going to take the $30,000? And who's taking that slot to mid-season? Finals and the global stage. Here we go. Out the door. Ready for more. Let's get into it. A portal starts it up.
Oh yeah, it's the battle of two portals. We'll see where one goes, where the other one follows. Here we go. They've managed to execute one up first to Ground Zero. Trying their best to push through there, but the portals are just a bit too confusing. The Vicious just going to push past that. Look to fight again on another landscape there. Push towards the mission area instead. But my gosh, that portal warfare has just been so dangerous. And the danger is only going to heighten now as they exchange blows. Ground Zero already halfway ticked on to the mission area there, but not going to be able to land a capture until we get some KOs across the top.
More KOs are what we want when we're on Hydra Charter Space. We want some action, and Cesari brings first take onto Lumi right there. Adam returns the favor, taking out Dupe. There goes the Vanguard, half a lineup for each of the squads right now. Moving forward, we get a POV on the King of Bob right here with the Invisible Woman, looking good, representing the Future Foundation right now. Going forward, we're going to see Ground Zero going to be pushing a little bit on the sidelines over here as the Vicious do take a bit of point control and are slowly towards capturing that. But Ultimates are charged up. Matty AF already on the Eternal Bond, and it strikes out the moment they had it, the moment they landed it, into a fire slam from FMCL, and VC Adam taken down by the fire. That's the burn that's going forward. Invisible boundary set up by Alice right there, keeping the vicious sustain, and there it is as the Supernova meets the Storm. It's fire and thunder, and it looks like Thunder's getting sent back, but the Storm is met with the support of the dancing vibes that could come from Asher on the Lunar Snow. The fate of the both worlds are at cost, but the massive Agamotto right there stuns him out to a double fire slam from FMC on the Human Torch. With Dupe taking one, another Agamotto from Lumi right there. Stunning Ground Zero's action right there, but it looks like it's still a tough fight. It's anybody's game. The Vicious are feeling confident right now. Psionic Seduction is ready when Emma returns from the fight. Zensari with the Seraphim Shield. Matsi, it's gonna go off as we get into this next fight with a Meteor clapping down, but 6 getting a double KO on Hella.
And that is one hell of a fight coming out of them there. They will finally be able to gravitate themselves towards taking percentage on the mission area here. Control is in their favor, but the Vicious, they're cooking up a storm here, getting close to the Omega Hurricane, who have 3 ultimates at their disposal. Final Judgment could be locked in. Here it is. Repsy fires up, dishing out the punishment, but Ground Zero, they're playing around cover, playing around the pillars there. Will only find Zensari and 6 so far, looking to see if they can find another one. FMCL concedes and will look to speed away into a retreat. The Vicious managed to steal it in their favor.
Stealing it in their favor is what they want. The Vicious are living up to their name, living up to the lethality, living up to the pain they want to inflict on Ground Zero Gaming. But we're going to see a bit of a retreat here as they take point back position and see if Ground Zero are going to push through the choke into their advantage. Eyes on the fact that Psionic Seduction is ready. Eyes on the fact that the Matty AF is going to be there with the dance and the power. The fate of both worlds is going to be there to meet the pain as they call it right there into the fire tornadoes, into the hurricane, nullify the damage, nullify the pain. That's the way you want it. Zensari on the flank, 6 1v1ing the Storm and takes them out. Rib taken down by 6 on the side on the Hella, doing what they do. 6's Hella is again a mainstay in the group stage, in the playoffs, and here today in the grand finals. And a Dupe Meteor connects with Brazil. The Dogmaster is back in action. King Bob cleaning house on Adam. Another pick from Dupe into a double KO, taking out Lumi, and Zensari cleaning up on Asher, with 6 getting the final pick on Alice for Ground Zero to cap her back and get some percentage back on the board for them as the Hella ultimate is ready. King Bob with the boundary soon as well, and Lumi ready to go with the Agamotto. You know Lumi's Agamotto's actually, and a portal may start this up. Matsi, it's about to go off.
It's about to go down. They are flowing straight through the portal there. Here comes the fire as the final judgment comes over. No, it does not. Repsy is shut down immediately. FMCL on the KO there. Atlas at least gets the invisible boundary up. More ultimates flowing through. Here comes the Hurricane, targeting down the strategists there. They are doing such superb work on the Vicious here. 6 though, still kicking, still shooting, still getting the damage. And Lumi is in a world of pain, and they're drained out. Ground Zero not going down without a fight, and will be able to dish out so much punishment. They maintain the hold and push that percentage all the way up.
All the way up and taking the lead. 15% in the lead against Vicious to 60%. Ground Zero just need to win one more fight, and they take first round on Hydra Charter Space. The question is, do Vicious have the response? We do see Psionic Seduction is ready. We do see potential for Vicious moving in right now. Rib taking some bit of damage from FMCO on the sidelines. Oh, a bit of a flank and done. There goes 6 down and out from Lumi, pushing forward with a bit of pressure from Rib. We're going to see the Ground Zero squad move a bit back right now, try to contest a little bit of point, and maybe it looks like Vicious are going to get a clean capture here. Ground Zero not going to use any ultimates, going to wait it out a little bit, start building up the charge and play for this next round, because again, the Vicious need to win 2 fights in order to win this round, where Ground Zero only needs 1.
Dangerous times ahead, and we'll see if they are going to be able to make this work for themselves as the percentage builds up. Time and time again here, the Vicious have ults in their favor right now. Ground Zero getting close to it as well. We could see Dupe bringing out some power out of this, but they're taking it slow, taking it carefully here. Not looking to give everything away just yet, but as we get closer and closer to the 100 here, Liger, it's time to activate. The fate of both worlds is coming out, and he's pumping it up!
Is that a double meteor from Dupe? rip the Dark Master once again. There it is, following with the double invisible boundary Venn diagrams on your screen. There it is right now. Matty AF with a clap and thunder taking out Rib right there. Zensari follows suit, taking out Atlas. King Bob takes out Adam. 99 ticks off. Overtime has been achieved. Does Lumi have the seconds left on the board to make the portal? Lumi's chartering up the portal. It's converting. Will it be enough? There's not enough time. And Ground Zero take round one on Hell's Haven. That's right. Lock it in. They take the Super Soldier Factory.
That they do. Hell's Heaven, Super Soldier Factory, going to be locked down for Ground Zero there. Frozen Airfield, the next objective online. Will we see the Vicious fight back, take it close again into this second sector, or is it going to be Ground Zero securing map number one in their favor with utmost confidence here? It's certainly been a higgledy-piggledy endeavor, but we are going the distance here, and we'll see who is going to be able to take it one step closer as the teams prepare themselves for battle once again, getting some of that shielding through from, you know, the web server there. Why not? You'll love to see it, and we'll see what they change it back into once things get underway in the next 5 seconds. Both these teams prepared to clash, prepared to mash whatever is in front of them, and it's portal time.
Portal time, that's the way we do. Lumi's very well. Now, you know what? Actually, Lumi has been cooking on these portals, but Zenstari, we've yet to see how they match up against each other. See who's going to get the first pick. Looks like they both go for the Seraphim Shield defensive strategy right here. Not going to be able to take each other out. Both going through each other's portals, both going, realizing, nah, let's just get to point the normal way that we can. Bit of a tough one there. I like that this scenario, Massey, right here. Lumi and Zenstari evenly matched. They knew what each other were doing. They thought in each other's heads. Maybe there was a bit of astral projection there, figuring out what one another wanted to do, and therefore they nullified the chance of anyone getting an early pick, and they're just going to go traditionally 2 points. Supernova kicks it off into the fight right then and there, burning up a storm. That's the way you want it right there. FMCL's sending up the Pyro Tornadoes, and then we're going to see Zenstari pushing, zoning them out, allows Ground Zero to hit that nice and early capture.
Nice and early, they are on top of things. Ooh, Asher in a bit of trouble there. Just managed to fall off eventually, but you know what, it is going to fall off. It's Rib. Good KO coming through from Zenstari there. Ayabagamoto comes through from Lumi. It's Countersuit though. They get quad KOs across the board there. Everybody down. Just when you think Ground Zero is able to push ahead, the Vicious put them to bed.
The Sorcerer Supreme, Lumi, back at it again. That's the way it goes when you have the Vicious Lumi out here putting in the work on Doctor Strange. But Asher ready with the Fate of the Both Worlds. Alice as well. Boundary ready to go when they need. Ground Zero already achieving Eternal Bond. Already going to have that Meteor and the Lumi. As we know, the Agamotto from Zenstari can be just as big as Lumi's. Let's see how it all unfolds. 29% for the Vicious at the moment. Ground Zero need to activate. And there it is. The final Executioner has arrived right there, and the last judgment kicks into effect, but it doesn't matter because Red is taken out by Dark Master Dupe right there. Hellas taken to the skies, trying to work through the damage, but the Fate of Both Worlds is keeping them sustained, but manages to sneak one through, taking out Rib. There goes the Winter Soldier. That's another pick right there. Luna's sliced and diced by Dupe, Dark Master Dupe. Asher's taken down, Adam's taken down, FMCL cleans up Lumi, and therefore Ground Zero capture the point back, getting their percentage back in momentum. The Vicious did manage to take a good 25% chunk there, getting themselves some more points on the board, but Ground Zero feeling confident, knowing this next fight is where they need to really burn it up higher than ever to take down all the sustain that could possibly come from an Atlas Invisible Boundary.
Oh my word, we'll see what they are going to be able to cook up out of this one. Definitely can find the potential. Supernova coming out there. Ground Zero powering ahead, finding KOs in abundance. Rib is out of town now, looking for even more. FMCL getting the fire smash down there, looking to just send them home. Almost getting KO'd themselves. Has to fall back to their strategist nice and quick, but they are really applying the pressure hard and fast here. The Vicious, they got some pressure applies of their own with ultimates on the way. Let's see if they can sway it their way as they prepare for another engagement.
Another engagement's going to start off with a fire slam from FMCL, taking out Adam. Six gets the pick on Resi. They're pushing forward into the Vicious right now, 75% in the lead. They're going to push as hard as they can, try to get some staggers, try to base some ultimates. Asher and Atlas are going to keep each other sustained. Regrouping right now. Lumi's there, ready to go for the respawn. You know the portal's going to be the option. Right now, Ground Zero need to do everything they can to cancel this portal, and it's happening right now. Zenstar is going to counter portal at the same time as Lumi. Is it going to be enough of a value right there? Lumi does get the portal for the Vicious onto point. Into a silent introduction from Adam right now. Agamotto is ready for the next fight. They're going to hold them off. They're going to wait for the silent introduction. They have percentage to work with. They have the time to work with. Now's the time for Ground Zero to go in. Massey, kick it off as we see the boundary go off.
Boundary goes off and Lumi there with it. Let's see if they can find more. Agamotto comes out as well from Ansari. This is exactly what you want to see. And a goodbye to Adam. They're trying their best to bring it back with the Kraken impact. Rib is getting some impact, but they're taking it out just as quick. FMCL and Go are locked in. And they will be able to take even more damage through. OT is triggered though by Atlas. They might just have another chance in this one. Final Judgment gets shut down immediately. Agamotto as well. Six and Go. Send them packing and take map 1.
Hell's Haven, Frozen Airfield, Super Soldier Factory. You don't even need the monument because there it is. There's your victory right in the hands of the powerful Ground Zero Gaming. FMCL with the MVP. There it is. Burning up a storm. Those who know now. Ground Zero is going to start off strong in this best of 7, taking map 1. The Vicious have to get back on the horse and figure out what the game plan is. Now, eyes on the fact that FMCL did absolutely burn up the storm in the MVP, but Six was out there clapping heads, doing big damage, just the same, just the power that you need. And it's going to be a cooked one for sure. Now, going forward into this next one, Matsy, what do we think is going to need to change from Vicious to try and turn the tides for themselves over here?
You know, they put big focus around banning out the Punisher, but I mean, it goes to show the adaptability of Ground Zero. Just because they don't have the Punisher, who definitely is well in the meta at the moment, they've got other things they can play. You know, like Six is well renowned for their Hella play, and they showcased that to a T in that first map. FMCL as well, bringing out the Torch. Just absolutely incredible how they're able to adapt around those picks and bans there. Like the Vicious, it could be anyone's game, and we'll see who is going to be able to take control next. Who is going to be able to find their mark here, as Emma Frost going to be banned out by the Vicious and protected immediately because they don't have the option of the Magneto. And now they don't have the option of Loki either. Ground Zero powering through these high impact bans here.
High impact is what we want to see, and maybe even a Kraken impact to follow suit as well. A bit of Bucky never made anyone sad, especially in Marvel Rivals Ignite. Now, Magneto's protected, as you said. Emma's protected, beautiful to see. The White Queen versus the leader of the mutants, the magnetism master themselves. Now, Ground Zero are gonna obviously lose the chance to play Punisher, as the Vicious are gonna lock that out again. As you said, Matt, see, maybe a different approach this time. We'll see. Emma Frost also locked out for Ground Zero. No Loki today as well for anybody. Hella Protect coming through for Six. There you go. You know what that means. The question is, Massey, are we going to see another Hexa KO from Six on the Hella? That would be beautiful to see.
You play with my heartstrings when you talk like that, Liger. You know, if we see another Hexa KO, I think I'll explode. We'll have to call somebody. You know, it's going to be dangerous if that happens. But definitely excited for what's to come out of this one. We are going to see a Psylocke protected there by the Vicious. Definitely good to play around the flanking potential of that duelist there. And excited to see how that comes to fruition here, as here we go. We are getting everything out on the cards right now.
Is that a Captain America ban? No way. That is forcing Lumi directly into the Sorcerer Supreme. That is going to be interesting. Now, I've noticed something, Massey. Yet again, no Spider-Man. Not a good day, huh? Not a good day for our Spider-Man friends, but that's all right, because we're still gonna get some jam-packed action with Revsy on the Ultron feeling good. Psylocke is also present. We also see a Wolverine. That's what you want to know when we're going to the Galactic Empire of Wakanda in the Hall of Djalia. It's gonna be a beautiful map. It's gonna be a good time. I cannot wait to get into the action. Let's get it going and potentially see something cool. Now, what I will say, I think something that we might see very soon, Groot. I think Groot is actually a stellar pick on this map. Might be something we switch to later, but for now, we're gonna roll with Zenstari and Lumi mirroring on the Doctor Strange, because that seems to be the key piece right now for each team to absolutely differential the other Doctor Strange is what you want to do right now. Dunkmaster Dupe is back here on the Magneto, and we're switching it up with Adam on the Emma Frost. Again, locking it down, locking it in. Let's get into the action on map 2 in the grand finals of Marvel Rivals Ignite OCE. Let's kick it off in Wakanda.
Yeah, let's get it going. It's Portal Warfare initiated. Lumi taking a lot of punishment early there. Luckily, they've got their strategists available to keep them pumped up, but they've gone on the other side of the portal. Ground Zero could get caught off guard here, but Six locked in on those shots there again on the Hela. Just putting in the work. Having access to the Ultron this time, though, definitely could have put a thorn in the side of Ground Zero. We'll see if the Vicious is going to be able to use that to success here. Trying to keep their teammates healed up and dishing out a lot of damage there with the Interfellow Ray. Doing a great job so far, but Revsy has to do a lot more if they want to get control of this point for their team. They're so close to a second tick on it. Ground Zero have allowed it pass now. They've stepped off the point a little too long.
Stepping off the point, but we're stepping back into action with Mediaev taking a shadow step with the eternal bond. It's always there, it's always consistent. Kingbot follows through, taking out Lumi. As you can see, Psylocke is running away, but Invisible Woman is the real master of stealth out here. Gonna find her and push her back into spawn, taking them away from the point. No flanking around here when it's Sue Storm's time to shine. Bit of a maelstrom of madness from Zenstari over here, just to zone them out. There it is. That's the one you do it. Atlas with the, of course, backing up. But Fate of Both Worlds is online, ready to go, ready to dance, ready to take that first step to victory. But eyes on the fact that we see 4 ultimates online for both teams, in fact, close to potentially 5, with Lumi right there on the cusp of another Agamotto, and Lumi hits those Tomahawk Agamottos quicker than ever before. Let's see the dance of the butterfly standing up from Rip. Matzy, how's it gonna kick off?
It's kicking off right here, right now, with Six getting in control. Psionic Seduction coming out as well. Adam Dupe going to be trying to put the meteor out, is not going to be able to lock it in there. Six, they're trying to escape, trying to keep themselves up, pumped up and ready to go. Eye of Agamotto comes out, focus is on Adam, but they aren't able to shut them down. The choke slam comes out of this one. Zenstari in a world of trouble, does manage to stay composed though, push the Vicious straight back off of the mission area, send them all the way back towards their spawn point here, and they have to reset and have another go.
Now we're going to see the Rage of Ultron kick up as Revsy revs up their engines, and it's going to push Mediaev into the corner, and a little bit of a burst of a laser takes Mediaev down in the last second right there, getting good value from the Rage of Ultron. Revsy getting a double on Duke right now. There it is, the master of metal themselves, the master of the robot army. That is Ultron, and we are in the new age of Ultron. We are witnessing finally what we've been waiting for, an Ultron to finally start showing presence in the MRI. That's the way it is right now with Revsy picking off a good choice right here, now known as, of course, the duelist, but Ultron out here, the secret duelist. Even in the strategist role, we know Ultron just a bit more vicious than that to just sit in the strategist role and support the team. They're gonna get out here, they're gonna dominate the playing field. Now, speaking of dominating the playing field, Rib always on the flank when it comes to Psylocke is gonna try go for a quick assassination on Six, but Six has their number and hangs up the phone. They're gonna regroup with their team. But we're moving up the stairs, going into this next fight, and they do get Six with the drone support from Ultron. Matzy, Ultron is providing that value more than ever before with a Psionic Seduction kicking up this next fight.
That is exactly what they needed. Just look how they speed past all their opponents there. This is one way that they can get much more traction in through towards the next checkpoint. Amazing stuff coming out there. Six forced all the way back to spawn in order to ensure their safety. And the Vicious have ample time behind them. 4 minutes and now passing by. Dance of the Butterfly able to be activated as well. Look at Rib just waiting, patiently waiting for their moment to pop that one off. And that is going to be huge. But the first thing that comes out is the Rage of Ultron.
The Rage of Ultron, the Age of Ultron. Take a page out of Ultron's book because that's where we're reading this going. But we're going to see FMCL go into a cracking it back into the Agamotto combo. That's two. That's a double KO. Do we see a third following from FMCL? Straight into the back, taken out Adam, and again we go again. We're armed and dangerous. Do we see FMCL go for the quad, pushing forward onto Lumi? One more pick's going to be it, but that's going to be enough for now. FMCL with their clean Kraken Impact triple following on the Agamotto from Zenstari. That's the ground zero synergy we know and love, and that is so well perfected. But the Vicious are still here, and the Mantis and Sarlacc are ready to hold in this next fight.
Ready to fight. Let's see who can make themselves ignite with the Soul Resurgence coming out. It's time for the Invisible Boundary as well here. All these strategists ultimates coming out, but you know, the strategists, they're bringing power and KOs as well. Dupe getting taken out there by Atlas and looking for even more as they push the mission vehicle one step closer. No one is stopping them, and they have to Dance to the Butterfly as well, making an impact, forcing Ground Zero further back. This is huge, but Matty AF says, no, we are getting back on track into this one. The Eternal Bond is keeping them alive a while longer.
A while longer, they're gonna go in and push as the Rage of Ultron kicks up against Psionic Seduction, ramps up from Adam, and then we see Rip get a pick on Matty AF, but an armed and dangerous coming from the Bucky. Is there gonna be enough value? FMCL taken out. Adam, oh my daisy, Agamotto shuts them down, the momentum. Zenstari stops the push, but it's still gonna not be enough as Rip gets the pick on Zenstari. Magneto Meteor from Dupe dunks down, it doesn't get enough damage onto Rip. Dupe's in a bad position right now. Adam's hitting the back and pushing Ground Zero to a corner. The Panthers moving forward, just a bare few meters left. Still contesting with FMCL, still contesting with the Magneto. Will there be enough pressure right now as the boundaries go up, as the power goes in, as the ultimates are kicking off all around town? As the drones protecting Rib's going flash fine, going forward, trying to get one, trying to get two. Alice takes it, sorry, 6 is down. Who's still contesting it? It's Dunkmaster Dupe, and Dupe's taken down. 3 meters left, 1 meter left. Who's gonna get it? And I believe the Vicious push and clear the whole of Jalia.
Oh my word, they've managed to get it done with 1 minute and 21 seconds to spare there. Amazing work coming through from the Vicious, and now the sides must switch. We must see a flip of the coin, and we'll see if Ground Zero are going to be able to power through and take us to OT, or whether the Vicious may be the next team to take a map off of Ground Zero here. It all comes down to how this next sector is going to be played out, Liger. And I am so excited for what's going to come out of this one. Seeing Zenstari bringing out the Groot, you know, those strangling prisons are going to be devastating. And I cannot wait for everything that's going to come from that one. But we got some stats on the board right now. Just look at all of that.
26k blocked by Lumi, so much blocked by Adam as well. 25k to point, a big 20k from Dupe. Denzari as well, 25k, big sustain, big strategist doing a lot of healing for their team. That is exactly what we want, and the damage up is there to match as well. But I will notice something, final hits are looking in favor, of course, for the Vicious right there, of course, as they did push to the end, to the glory. But Ground Zero might be able to contest that, because now we are playing Zenstari's group. This is another flagship pick in the region. I don't believe anyone else's group stands out just as much as Zenstari's. Lumi is definitely the more notorious Doctor Strange, but oh, a portal in the back. Will it be enough to actually get a pick here? And there it is. Zenstari knows they can just put up those Iron Thorn walls, shut down the damage, and go forward. The Thorn Slash wall is going to be there to suit as well. And we're going to push on forward and forward as we see the Ground Zero push onto point as the Vicious are spread around on the high ground for defense today.
Yeah, spreading their reach here, trying to see if they can manage to hold on and lock things down here. But Ground Zero, ooh, one ticker closer to the first point here. Not going to be able to elevate it over just yet, though. But here comes the Eternal Bond, and Matty AF are going to be deep into the back lines there. Going to be able to elevate their team's power, get it past the first tick through, halfway towards the second as well. KO's coming out in the corner as well here. Rib trying their best to lock things down right in the thick of it here. The damage is trickling across. Nobody is going to be able to push them away just yet, but Asher and Go say no. Aya Bagamoto comes out, doesn't get the impact they want from it, but they're still getting KOs coming out one after the other, and we'll be able to hit the hard reset on Ground Zero here. Solid stuff coming through, but Ground Zero at least have a small victory in taking the mission area one tick forward.
Matsy, I thought you were about to hit me with the say no to the Agamotto, bro. I was ready for that one. That would have been exciting to see the result of that, but that's beautiful. The Ultron is ready with the Rage of Ultron. Matsy, what are we thinking about this Rage of Ultron? Is that going to set up this next fight for them?
Oh, I reckon it will. Rage of Ultron coming out right now, dishing out damage onto Maddie. Maddie is gone. Goodbye, Maddie. And hello to the firing squad from the Vicious. They are sending them packing all the way back to spawn here. The Vicious play no games. This is for real. This is serious business for them. And they will be able to hold on a while longer. But Ground Zero, they're building up ults right now. They're getting ready for a counterattack. They're preparing for war right now, Liger. And here they come.
Here they go, wind it up again as we're going to see Dupe go forward with the Dunk Master. Magneto going for the Meteor is ready to fly. We're going to see a big styling wizard. The fate of both worlds have been shut down. The worlds have been destroyed because of the Zanstar group locking them down. Then we're going to see a boundary fly up and match the Dance of the Butterfly. The Dance of the Butterfly will take its first step, but it will not deal any damage because of the boundary set up by King Bob. That's the way it is. 6 follows suit, getting a double. That's another one. FMCL follows suit. That's the one. Hellers in the skies doing damage, dealing the power, and Ground Zero are going to capture for now and get to pushing that Panther. That's the way it is. That's the move you wanted. Now the Vicious are going to have to go into a defensive position onto the staircase as they prepare, but Ground Zero are already pushing up the stairs, ready to climb to victory.
Climb up, prime up. They are good to go. Ready to try and flow through some more damage here. The Blind Strike's coming out from Zemstari there, building up the walls as well, just cutting off those lines of sight. It's solid from them. We'll see if they are going to be able to find impact from it. Oh, they just might. Almost cutting off things there, but Lumi, Agamotto comes out, doesn't find the impact they want. They say no to the Agamotto, and we'll see if they are going to find a more. Rage of Ultron can be activated. Yeah, they don't even need it though. The Vicious on track for it. Eternal Bond is out from Maddie, but it could be too little too late out of this one. The damage just keeps piling up on the Ground Zero, and no one's there to save them. They are getting staggered out one after the other here by the Vicious.
That is an insane psionic seduction from Adam on the Emma Frost. That absolutely shut down all the momentum from Ground Zero. Taking now what could have been a potentially good Eternal Bond, what could have been a potentially even bigger Hella Ultimate. But FMCL is ready with the Kraken impact, and they definitely want to make an impact right here, because if you get eyes on the prize, Zenstari is ready with the Straining Prison. I think we're about to see something crazy. But before that, Lumi is there with the Tomahawk. Agamotto already called it in the moment, but it doesn't go off as it's shut down. A well-timed stun by the strategist right there from GZ, shutting down Lumi. That's the one. Agamotto is not going to connect, but the Fate of Both Worlds will set up and start dancing. But there it is, the Magneto Meteor. It's going to crash down on the... Ooh, Ash is taken down. That is the painful Meteor right there. Dunk Master's living it up to the name again. Atlas taking down Adam as well. FMCL cleans the last pick there, and the Ground Zero gamers keep on moving forward.
Oh yeah, they keep moving. They ain't stopping for nobody, Liger. They are going to be pushing through towards the first capture point here. We'll see if they are going to be able to power up, because it's now time to rage. It's Repsy revving up things here, taking out all their opponents, zoning down the damage. Dupe is forced to retreat hastily here, and their teammates are scurrying about one after the other as well. 6 going to be locked out of it. The Vicious power forward. And now reset ground zero one more time. And speaking of ones, we are under 1 minute remaining right now, Liger. This is getting scary.
Oh, it's getting down to the wire. 50 seconds left on the clock, and a big blue following it to the Adam chokeslam on the Zen Story. That cleans out some degree. That's a clean Vanguardian combo from the Vicious right there, and that gives a bit more time on the clock for the Vicious to hold this defense down. Ground zero need to make or break this next fight. They need to land these ultimates. This is their final chance to make it. 20 seconds left. They don't have the strange. They're just gonna walk it there. Zen Story's got the prison ready. King Bob's got the boundary ready. Hello will take those guys in no time at all. Matty is there with the Eternal Bond. That's probably going to be what contests the point. Right now, the goal is for 6 to take out the Ultron. Is it going to be the power, the pressure they want? The Panthers going to be moving. The Vicious squad are there. They have 5 ultimates ready. Sonic Seduction shut down by 6 on the Ella. Big struggling prison leads into take 1, 2. Alice takes down. That's a big play. That's it. So get into the double. FMCO with the pistol, and Jupe takes down 1. Overtime is ticking down. The Vicious have one last chance to stop the push from ground zero before they get more time in their time bank. Let's see how they're gonna make it.
Oh, I don't know if they're going to be able to make it here. It's a tough one. Oh, 0.63 meters! And they get the Goddess of Death out as well. Fate of both worlds coming out here from the Vicious. They're giving it their all. Fighting on. Asher is down though. 6 locking them out of the KOs there. This is exactly what they need. We'll see if they are going to be able to speed past. Maddie getting in on the action as well. Beast of the Abyss. Venom time. Primed up. Trying to keep their team on top of this one, but it just ain't enough. OT pushes ahead, and ground zero are still in it.
Still in it to win it with the fight of their lives right there. Hella in the skies, pushing every single possible amount of damage they could into the Luna ultimate. Value was there. Quick fire shot after deforming from the skies and allowing themselves to take down the Luna. That's exactly the sustain they need to shut down so they could finally push, take down the Venom, survive the Venom crunch, and the Abyss was not there for them to miss. And then Duke is here in the front lines as they push into this next one, this next round. Maddie's there with the Eternal Bond ready for the next fight, but be careful because Rib is ready to take the first step of the butterfly dance.
Ooh, they are going to be dancing gracefully into that one, but Strangling Prison going to be coming through there. FMCL takes full advantage of that one. Kraken Impact is online as well. They're jumping straight into the strategist there, doubling down onto Adam as well. We'll see if they are going to spell more trouble for their opponents here. That Kraken Impact is still online. Oh, they're not going to find anyone with it though, but now the battle begins again. The Bionic Hook, holy moly, pulling Lumi straight into the battlefield. That is crazy, Liger.
That is actually crazy, but not as crazy as the fact the Panther is actually still moving. The Dance of the Butterfly is met with the Maelstrom of Madness, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4 from ground zero. The Vicious with a clean team wipe in the blink of an eye. How did they do it with a well-timed Dance of the Butterfly Maelstrom of Madness? 2 seconds left, 1 second left, and it looks like it's not gonna go for ground zero as the Vicious claim Wakanda and win map 2.
Oh my gosh, can you believe it, Liger? 1 apiece now in this best of 7 series. The Vicious are now the next team to take a map off the powerhouse of ground zero. And that is absolutely incredible.
To all those with your 4-0 dreams, those dreams are down the gutter. We're in a competitive finals here today. It's gonna go up and back and forth. These teams want it equally. And that's the beauty of it right there. That's the beauty of the competitive spirit in Marvel Rivals Esports. I cannot believe it. We're here at Marvel Rivals Ignite. What an amazing match. As you said, Matsy, 1-1. How do you think these teams are feeling right now? Avengers Tower. Let's see how it goes as we get into this map. The Vicious and, of course, Ground Zero are going to be doing their bans and picks now, and it looks like Emma will not be available for Ground Zero, and vice versa, Magneto not available for the Vicious. No Air Adam today.
Not today, but we could see another identity come through. We are going to be seeing, however, the Magneto Protect for Ground Zero. So, Dupe going to be able to activate onto that one. Loki locked out, though, on both sides of the scale. So, trading Vanguards once again. You know, stock standard picks coming through here, but Punisher going to be banned out again. They do not want to deal with the impact of the Punisher. Fair enough, you know, I think the Punisher definitely does have a lot of impact from them, but I mean, we've seen what happens when they do that. We've seen the impact of that, but Psylocke locked in has been a pretty good one for the Vicious as well.
Ooh, it definitely has. And then, of course, Mantis out of here as well. No options for the Vicious, protecting the torch for potentially FMCL to play. But FMCL's hovering the Iron Man. We could see a startup with the Iron Man. Those who don't know, Iron Man, actually top tier pick right here, especially on Midtown. High ceilings, high natural cover, good positions to roam around with, and you can get some pretty good max pulses off, especially if you're comboed with a Groot, and Zenstari is the Groot to be. Question is, will we see it entitled, or are we going to go with the Human Torch pick? Maddie AF is here with the Cloak and Dagger, as we know. King Bob and the Lunar Snow, the two most consistent strategists, I should say, in the Marvel Rivals Ignite, of course, out here doing so much. I don't even think have they played anything else? I can't recall them not playing those two picks, honestly. Neither have they been banned either.
Yeah, no, just not going to be seeing the light of day there, but what is going to see the light of day right now is the cap. Freedom charge coming through. They can barge on to the mission area there and take a deep control. Really eager to see how Lumi navigates around this one. If they keep that Vanguard locked in, that is, because you know how it's a bit like a revolving door of heroes when you're in the spawn point. You'll only see the true roster once they leave, but I'd hope that they're going to keep that one locked in at least, you know, as you can see already. Some of the picks are already changing through there, like Atlas had the Jeff for a second there, but is back onto the Invisible Woman. So, curious to see how it's all going to go down in these remaining seconds. Matty AF on it to the Lunar Snow this time. King Bob on Invisible Woman, and away we go.
Away we go. The Fantastica is turning corners with Herbie at the wheel. Going forward. 6 lanes is a shot on ribs right there. Oh my days. Out of nowhere, the first take is for 6 on the Hela. Going forward, we're going to see 6 land. Some more picks on Adam right now. Pushing forward. They do see Lumi trying to roam, trying to stall, trying to not let them get a push. But yeah, a bit of a rough go for the Vicious to start off, as Ground Zero are going to get it past those first few corners and head towards Ambulance right now. Going forward, that's a strong start for the Ground Zero.
Strong start going to be pushing through, and let's see if they are going to be able to push ahead. One step further, 6 locking it down for 3. Good KOs on track, almost on. There's the quad. 6 is just tearing them apart right now, and already almost immediately elevating their team to that first checkpoint. But the portal is here.
The portal from the Doctor Strange is going to get Rib to bring their team back onto par, back into point. They don't want to give it up early. They don't want to give Ground Zero this lead without contesting it at least. But we're going to see 6 just land shot after shot after shot right now, going straight for the strategists who are protecting each other. But that means they're not going to be protecting their Vanguards as they are feeling the pain right now. Adam gets taken down by FMCL, burning up a storm on the Human Torch. There it is right now, as it's going to be fire slamming through. We're going to see the meteors coming through from the living meteor himself, FMCL on the Human Torch. Going forward, Matty AF takes out Revsy as well, and Matty AF takes out another one there. 6 getting out Revsy. That's the one you want right there. That's the consistency. That's the power of a Hela, knowing what they're doing and getting unchecked and flying free.
Flying through free and breaking into it. Let's see how they go. Playing around the tree. Groot ready to push away their opponent. Strangling Prison definitely going to be an impact maker for them. Rib bringing out the Ultron as well. Curious to see if it finds the same spark, the same energy as last time, as they do catch 6 off guard. This is a great way to elevate the defenses here. We'll see if they can manage to get more KOs through like that.
Ooh, another one from Revsy right there, taking out FMCL. The duelist potential is not there with Ground Zero. Their best choice would be to save their ultimates and let Vicious use as much as they can to win this fight. But we're going to see a bit of a dance coming from Matty AF right now on the Lunar Snow, feeling confident. That's going to be the one right there. Then you're going to see a lot of potential coming from the Adam right there, taking out one. That's Matty taken out. That's going to be putting 6 on the back foot with the Emma Frost kicking through, hitting a bit of a snap kick right there and pushing past our Vanguard's giving presence for Revsy. Getting a pick on 6 right there, who wanted the quick reset back to spawn. Looks like Vicious are showing up to house and managed to stop Ground Zero halfway through the push.
Stopping them down, and they are going to be able to hold them back a second longer. But, you know, when they hold them back, they got the Rage of Ultron they have to take care about. Supernova are going to be online for FMCL here, so definitely some potential for them, but I'm liking the defensive capabilities a lot more right now, considering they have 3 ults online, with a 4th potentially right around the corner from Adam as well. We'll see who's going to be able to lock down the damage first, though. Both teams trying to burst past one another at the moment. Adam in a bit of trouble, but here we go. The Rage is online, and we find the engagement. Adam picks up the first KO there, looking to push it around the corner as well. They are trickling it through one after the other. They bump ahead and send Ground Zero packing.
I'm going to be honest, that was probably the worst position to be in at that moment. They got boxed in and the Rage of Ultron was just going off. But maybe that's what they wanted. Maybe they wanted to burn some ultimates. We'll finally see as we enter this next fight. They do have a good time bank, don't mention it. Of course, 220 in the bank still can do a lot. Looks like they're going to go around the other way this time around. See if they can get a good angle. Zenstari there to go. FMC already with the Supernova when the time calls, as well as the fate of both worlds from Matty AF. But Alex is there with the boundary. Adam can hit a Sonic Seduction. Revsy gets the pick on Matty AF. Tries to retreat for now. We're going to see 6 try to regroup. Take a different angle. Ooh, getting the pick on Adam right there on the sidelines right there. Boundary was up, but it just wasn't enough to save Adam. Wasn't in range, but it looks like 6 and the folks that are the Vanguards, Magneto and Doctor Strange, are gonna just stay on the back foot a little bit for now. Then Starry and Duke now pushing back in, giving 6 an opening, trying to get some picks on the sidelines. But the Vicious just well positioned right now in positions that cannot be taken down. Revsy on the high ground, landing shots, and will take out FMCL with a bit of a lob of that chaotic spear right there. And it is going forward. Duke's gonna be pushing on the stalwart bulwark shield right there. They're gonna be trying to go for a dunk as the Meteor is ready. Matsi, what do we think? And it's going to pop off. A Meteor could go off at any second.
It could be slam dunking time, but first it's gonna be psionic seduction time. Fate of both worlds coming out here as well, trading the KOs through. We'll see if they are gonna be able to break out of this one. Goddess of Death online. Oya Bagamoto trying to countersuit here. Not gonna be able to catch them. Fate of both worlds is gonna be activated by Asher as well. Rage of Ultron deactivated immediately. 6 primed and focused up. Does manage to catch them there, but Revsy is still focused up as well. The Vicious toppling them down piece by piece here, and they stop them in their tracks. One last fight could be all it comes down to, where we are getting close to 40 seconds right now. We have only the Eye of Agamotto available for Zenstari here. And Goddess of Death online for Revsy. Maybe an invisible boundary around the corner. The Vicious are looking a little better in the ult economy here, Liger, but here we go.
Ooh, get hyped. That's a one fight you want. 20 seconds left on the line for Ground Zero to make it happen, to make magic, and to try to get past the second gate into the subway. 15 seconds left. Rev's going to be holding down a position right now. Revsy is going into the sky to nullify a bit of damage right there. FMCL's in the sky as well to match the pace spot. The Ultron's lasering them down. Then you're going to see Zenstari try to land an Agamotto, but he's cut down and pushed out by the Vicious right there. They're going to try to get to point. Adam gets one, Alice gets one, Revsy gets 2. That's a double K for the hell. And that's going to push down the overtime timer down to the ground, and Ground Zero don't get to push further than that. And there it is. A strong defense from the Vicious.
Oh my gosh, can you believe it? They have managed to push it just a little bit, but not far enough. So the Vicious now have a much easier path ahead of them here. Ground Zero really going to have to put in the hard yards to try and defend this one valiantly and effectively as possible. Otherwise, we could see the Vicious take another map in their favor, which would put them in the lead in our grand final series. We'll see if that is going to happen, if we are going to see that, see the light of day here. So all their heroes are looking to be locked in at the moment. Atlas holding on to the rocket this time. Probably not for long. You know, wouldn't put that past them to switch out nice and quick. But we do see a little insight into some of the stats right now. Healing looking pretty solid across the board, honestly. Matty AF going to be the leader of the charge in that department. But damage is looking favorable for the Vicious right now. I saw Revsy, I think it was the leader in terms of the duelists there. So great stuff coming out from all of our players at the moment.
Definitely big outcome from Revsy there. Revsy standing strong, standing 10 toes down on the high ground of the subway. Absolutely just being a living turret right there, just not letting them push through. But will that maintain as we see Rib maintain the Ultron this time around? With a bit of switch of the roles a bit here, but that's all right. We'll see going forward how that's going to unfold. Matty's now back on the C and D. We're going to see a bit of a combination station going forward as we try to get to that subway station. The Vicious are going to be on the push right now, feeling confident, knowing what they know. They're going to be landing daggers with Hela, but going forward, they need to build up those ultimates, try to turn that corner as fast as Ground Zero did. But remember, that portal earlier did give Vicious that stopping power to push Ground Zero's early push.
Oh, big stopping power is going to be pushing through from Revsy as well. Finding the KO onto 6 there. Looking to see if they can dive into another one around the bend here, and they are getting a nice amount of pace around this mission vehicle right now. Both jewelers taken out in succession there and forcing Ground Zero to backpedal as far as they possibly can. It just allows the Vicious so much presence over the point right now.
So much presence over the point right now. That's the one thing you want when you're going to be pushing, when you're going to be powering through and moving with the Fantastica. Vicious over here going to be trying to take on 6-6s on the sidelines, knows where they are, trying to see if they can get an angle, but they're going to retreat for now, and we're going to see a bit of a dangerous mover from Hela and Ultron playing a bit on, oh, absolutely 6, getting one right there, cleaning house on Rosie. It's going to be a tough position right now as we see Ultron try to escape, try to get out of the angles. We're going to see a lot of pressure coming forward from the Vicious right now. Rage of Ultron ready to go, invisible boundary. Yeah, as well, but we're going to see a Sonic Seduction start up the fight and kick them back into the corner. Anybody going to get absolutely stun locked by that's going to be now, but we're going to see the boundary start up, and then we're going to see Magneto! Dunk Master dude crash down on that shit right now at the same time as a Nagamoto coming from Zenstari. Rib's going to get the pick on Matty AF. We're going to see the Rage of Ultron follow up into another massive Nagamoto from Lumi this time, getting a double KO, taking out King Bob and Dubs. Zenstari falls as well, and the Vicious keep on moving through to the subway. 4 minutes 30 in their time bank. They only have a couple corners to turn, and they're gonna take it home and potentially win their second map.
Oh yeah, they are looking good. They are looking confident right now, and we'll see if they are going to be able to take it all the way through here, as they are halfway through towards the next objective for themselves, and they have a lot at their disposal. Ultimates building up quickly. Fate of Both Worlds online. Goddess of Death are now right on track too. But it's 6 locking in the Goddess of Death first and foremost, trying to see if they can shut down some of these Vicious players. But it's all Dupe doing all the work. Has doubled into it. Finding 3 now and forcing the Vicious back one step further.
Forcing them back whilst only utilizing one ultimate. Gaining value knowing that the Vicious don't have many up left as well. This could be in their favor. This could be exactly what they want to potentially hold it down in the subway, because this could still be a win for Ground Zero. Only 3 minutes to defend.
And let's see if they can do it. We're already into the portal fight again. The Vicious trying to see if they can find a quick advancement towards the convoy here, but it just ain't working. Lucky for them, they still have a plentiful amount of time to work with here, so they can try and push things up. But it's Supernova time, Liger. Time to heat things up from FMCL. Fate of Both Worlds are going to nullify that damage, and here comes the Vicious.
The Vicious, the Tornadoes from Ground Zero, the Magneto Meteor gonna crash down. Is it gonna land on anybody? Atlas gets picked. KO certified from Dupe. A bit of a tough situation, but does manage to get the pick nonetheless. Bit of effort going to be required to hold this down. 3 seconds on the timer of 2 minutes right there. FMCL is going to be burning up a storm and trying to push forward. Lumi's going to get taken down. Adam as well. There go the Vanguards for the Vicious. That's the one. That's the firepower. That's Ground Zero turning up the tides and bringing the advantage back in their favor. It's going to be 2 minutes left for the Vicious to try and take this back. But Ground Zero have the Agamotto ready. They're going to have Hela ready up too. Eternal Bond will be there when they need it as well. But the Vicious have the Rage of Ultron, the Agamotto, and the Boundary, and Hela ready to ult into this next big fight. The question is, how are they going to hold this one now?
The questions will all be answered momentarily because Ground Zero only have the Eye of Agamotto right now. Close behind is the Eternal Bond and Goddess of Death, but Eye of Agamotto, ooh, nullified there. Lumi not going to be able to get the full action out of that, and Starry certainly might though, trying their best to lock things down, and we do see the Invisible Boundary come out as well there. First KO onto Duke, looking to see if they can catch anyone else. Eternal Bond online, keeping Ground Zero healthy as ever here, and the damage is just pumping ahead, but here comes Six, a Goddess of Death. Time to get some damage across there. Revty bringing out the counter Goddess of Death there, trying to see if they can catch some of Ground Zero out of this one. Six forced to backpedal out of it. The damage is coming over the top, but no one gets taken out until now. Six is out of here. This is a chance for the Vicious to push ahead.
A chance for them to push ahead is exactly what they need. Only one stretch left. Nelson Ramirez from Numi comes out, but FMCL decides to turn up the heat into a Pyro Tornado. So introduction is met right in the face with Adam pushing him back. 3 meters left. If they move away, it's going to be delivery for the Vicious right now. Verzi gets a pick right now, taking out FMCL. Madia falls as well. No Eternal Bond, no sustain. They're going to be there. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down for Ground Zero. One final stretch from Duke, and a triple KO from Adam on the Emma Frost makes Vicious hold it down, push to victory, and claim Midtown and their second map in our best of 7. That's the Marvel Rivals Ignite specialty right there in the OCEANIA region. The Vicious take it home, but there's still more to come.
Take it home, Repsy, gonna be the MVP this time on the Hela. Great work from our duelist player from the Vicious there, definitely pushing their team up to go even further beyond, bringing them up on another level there. 22,000 damage coming out from Revsy, very impressive. Close behind was Adam on the Emma Frost there, putting in a lot of work for their squadrons, and very eager to see how they perform heading into our next maps as well, because this puts the Vicious at the top of the pack right now. They are in
both teams.
Let's see exactly what else will be pushed through here. Magneto going to be protected there by GZ here. Loki banned out by the Vicious, maybe. They're thinking about it. Both teams have banned Emma Frost this time though, so this does actually change things up for the Vicious. You know, they aren't going to be able to play into the Emma this time. Curious to see how they can maneuver forward, as they are pondering the protect onto the Magneto themselves this time. There we go. Delve into it, and we'll be able to lock it in. So, curious to see what else they are going to be able to pump over the top of this one. There we go. Loki is banned out.
Both teams not going to be running the Loki today, but we are going to see the Dunk Master, Dupe versus Air Adam. There it is. Now, Ultron is being banned out again, so the Vicious can't be playing Ultron. Ground Zero don't want to meet that again, but again, Ground Zero do not get access to their Punisher, so we'll see how this unfolds. With the Vicious going to go for their final protect, who's it going to be, who they're going to protect to surefire get them some glory, and it's going to be Johnny Storm. They're going to bring the fire for sure.
Let's see if they can heat things up with that one, as... Ooh. We're not going to see the Magic Magician. We're not going to see the Eye of Agamotto this time. Strange banned out, Ultron banned out, and Johnny Storm could be online for both sides here as Ground Zero protect that one through. One more ban to come out. Let's see what the Vicious can cook up out of this one. Who will they get rid of? Ultron says goodnight on both sides. So, no Emma Frost, no Ultron for the Vicious this time. Curious to see how they navigate around this one, how they change things up here, and whether they can find the same kind of success.
That is exactly what everyone wants to find. Some success, some path forward for yourselves to get that W. Now, going forward, we're going to see 6 on the Hella as it's consistent. King Bob doing the Invis, Woman, Cloak and Dagger, Maddie AF, Magneto, FMCL. There you go on the dupe, and FMCL on the torch with, of course, ooh, Zenstari Groot. Very exciting. But that means instead of the Doctor Strangers, we're going to see some obscure picks, some different picks. Lumi going to bring out that Captain America, which was banned out in previous maps, but now free to go, free to play, and maybe free for that challenge. Going forward, it's going to be an exciting one to see for Captain America on the defense as well for Dracula's Castle. It's going to be a good one as we see again which team is going to get it going, and do we potentially see a full hold? What do you think, Matsy? Do you think the Vicious have the chance to full hold it here at the very beginning?
Ooh, definitely going to be a tough one. I think that there is the capabilities there, especially playing around Lumi on the Captain America. You know, that freedom charge gonna allow them a lot of presence around the mission area there, especially when they want to hold on for like an overtime, stop them from trickling through on to the objective there. See if that is going to come to fruition though, as the damage now starts to tick its way across. The Vicious trying their best to hold back here. They're taking a lot of damage themselves, you know, even focusing up on the 6 there, but no one is going down just yet. Everyone refuses to be KO'd, refuses to become the first casualty.
Nobody wants to go down. Nobody wants to be the first one to be taken. And at the end of the day, they want to be the one to take the first. Looks like Lumi's going to be dashing in on Captain America. VC Rib in disguise on the torch, burning it up. But we're going to see FMCL match the pace, match the fire, and match the heat going forward. Us against the world as we see Maddie AF. I shouldn't have even doubted who it was. Of course it was Maddie on the Cloak and Dagger, setting up the Eternal Bond, pathing their team forward into the back line, giving them an angle that otherwise the Vicious can't really defend against. Bit of a meteoric slam from FMCL right there. Hitting the fire on them right now, and Rib turns the tide, taking out FMCL and return for taking out their friend. And then Adam's going to be pushing through right now, going to be on the Magneto, diving straight for Zenstari. That's going to be a take for Vicious. That's going to be another one down the line. The Ground Zero are getting boxed in, but they're going to box the others in with a bit of an invisible woman, invisible boundary, giving them sustain, giving them the pain out of here to survive, to thrive, and ultimately dive onto Vicious as the Lumi Captain America is there to meet the presence. Ground Zero is going to have to retreat for now, but a portal is there to contest.
There to contest, a Dance of the Butterfly is there to be impressed, and they are going to be pressed up. FMCL pressed down though, ready to drown out some more KOs. Our strategists are in a bit of trouble here. Goddess of Death coming out from 6 as well. They're trying to see if they can catch one of those strategists, and there goes Atlas. Nice impact coming out there, trying to hunt down Rib as well. Look at that shot. Just clean from both of our duelists on Ground Zero here, and they will be able to rip and tear their way through. Last one standing is Adam, and there goes the mission area. It is time to push up in convoy mode.
Pushing up in the convoy is going to be ideally what they want to do right now, as Ratorovska is going to be going forward. I think ultimately it's going to be a tough one going forward for Ground Zero here right now, because again, Vicious have the high ground, they have the defensive positions. What you want to do is you want to start destroying that terrain, reform the map to your advantage, which is what they're clearly doing right now. Oh, 6 gets a pick on Rib right there, cleaning the house on the torch right there, pushing forward, knowing they got momentum, knowing they got Zenstari and Juf double shields in the front line right there, giving them all the pressure and power and protection they need. But we then see Zenstari go for the Agamotto, taking out Alice, taking the pressure, pushing them into the corner. They're going to push the Vicious back into the castle, turn them away, try to catch that Psylocke on the flank right there. Not going to get them, but at least going to push them away and back into spawn, giving Ground Zero the time, the power, the space to move up the stairs around the corner.
That's right, ample time at their disposal with that one, and very curious to see how they navigate the rest of the landscape here, as Duke does manage to scoop down one more KO here, looking for more. It's the Dance of the Butterfly, invisible boundary coming up as well. Rib does have Supernova available, but they don't need to activate it yet. You know, they might be looking to push it through soon. There we go, looking to bring out the Flame Tornadoes, and we are going to see the invisible boundary coming out from King Bob also here, trying to keep a Ground Zero alive as long as they possibly can. And this now allows them to elevate themselves through towards some KOs. They're trying to target down the strategists in the backline, and it's working for the Vicious right now. But they have traded out Lumi, which is a bit of an issue. Duke, though, could cause even more as they take out Rib.
Taking out Rib right there, and we're going to see Revzy shadow step in straight for the Human Torch. Trying to go for FMCO, and a bit of the Luna dancing right there is going to keep him sustained. As we see, 6 is in the sky. Adam hits the Meteor, doesn't connect, but it still zones them out. We're going to see Hella go back down to the ground and try to get grounded by Ground Zero. Duke's going to be pushing in. FMCL's there to burn it up. Bit of a Nagamoto, but unfortunately it doesn't get the value they require. FMCL giving it a pick on Rib. The Human Torch differential is clear and cut and burning up. Assembling forward, we see the Freedom Charge kick off from Lumi on the Captain America. Get him stolen power, get him sustained, allowing the Vicious squad to contest point, and a dance of the butterfly from Revzy by now. Slashes once, slashes twice, but the Ground Zero squad are grouped and ready with a maelstrom clapping out of Adam. That's the clearance right there, and you're going to see Ratatasko moving forward, and that's going to be the power, the push, the presence of Ground Zero as they are moving into the third and final section as they enter the throne room and claim Dracula's castle. But the Vicious are going to be the Royal Guard.
The Royal Guard are ready to bolster their defenses, ready to keep the gates shut here. When you see how this battle will play out, 6 is dishing out damage from afar, trying their best to push on ahead here. See if they can manage to get this past the halfway point to the second and final checkpoint out of this. This Rip keeps things heating up, keeps that fire online here, ready to dive in, ready to catch something else out of the mix here. But there's ultimates online now. Here comes the invisible boundary. In the meanwhile, King Bob is down and more to follow. This counter coming through from the Vicious is so impressive, and they are not going to be stressed at all.
Not at all, not stressed at all. Feeling confident, feeling clean, feeling cool, knowing that they can defend it, knowing that they stopped them at the bottom of the stairs, which means they have the high ground advantage going forward when the Ground Zero tries to push again. Revzy already in position on the flank, trying to see if they can get a pick on the sidelines right there. Look at these angles, look at the clearance, look at the daggers flying, and look, 6 gets picked off, but 6 does take out Lumi, and it might actually be in favor of Ground Zero there, knowing they're taking out a Vanguard, which is going to be the necessary defensive presence you need if you're going to hold them back from delivering the convoy. King Bob POV, here we go. Big push taking out Revzy right there. That's the Invisible Woman. Sue Storm putting in the work as they chugging along. Ratatasko is moving forward, feeling confident. Matsy, I think they might deliver this, but the Vicious got something up their sleeve, and that is the clobbering time into a Zen Starry massive strangling prison right there. Matsy, it's about to kick off.
It's going down. 6 has already found Lumi, and they're dealing with a fire slam. Rib does go down eventually as well. Both flames have been extinguished, and we'll see if they can find any more. Revzy is out of here. Ground Zero clawing ahead and get it over the line. 55 seconds to spare, and they will be able to go the distance. Round 1 reaches its completion. The Vicious were not able to hold on. And it's now their time to be passed the torch, their time to take their aim at the attack.
Now the script has truly been flipped, where it's their turn. Okay, so the goal here for GZ is they want to shut down this push, stop the Vicious from going through. We're going to find out, we're going to see how it's going to all unfold. But going forward, these bans, remember these bans, they're going to be deciding a lot of things right here. It's going to be a tough one going forward. But let's find out. As we can see, the action is going to be a tough one. Okay, but of course, we're going to see that going forward. That's the pressure right there. We're going to see a bit of the stats right here as well. You know, 24k damage block from Magneto. And that is doing it up right there. Big sustain.
Nice armor you got there, sweetheart.
Big sustain right there. I will definitely be seeing right now that the Penny and Rocket are not going to be happening, but we're going to see some Punisher action potential from Revzy. How cool will that be, Matsy? Honestly, I'd really love to see ultimately how that unfolds. But 5 seconds out, we're going out the doors. We're going to see how it works out. Everybody knows what's going down. Atlas gives the armor packs to the team and switches to the Lunar Snow, ready to go, ready to flow, ready, don't you know? and that's okay to go. Let's get back into the action right there. Moving forward, the Vicious are going to be pushing onto Ground Zero, who are on the defense this time around. Matt, tell me now, boss, how are we feeling this one's going to turn on out?
Feeling good, feeling great. Let's see if they are going to be able to seal their fates onto this one, as they do get some damage across the top there. But the Vicious going a different route into this one, looking to slow things down, and they're met by Dupe and by FMCL. Dishing out a lot of damage right now. FMCL will survive and thrive. As a matter of fact, Illumi in a world of trouble though, but they managed to claw their way over the top through the rubble. The damage is immense. It is elevating them and taking their way closer to the point. Here we go. Getting it 1 point after the other. The mission area will reach the capture. Oh, unless the portal comes out.
The portal is there. It's opening up a rift in space right there, as Dupe is going to be there with the Doctor Strange flash right there. But Lumi's going to be winding up the tree trunk, sending forward. Going to do as much damage as they can. Now let's get to one. Asher gets to Asher. C and D getting Maddie and 6 right there. Adam gets a double of their own right there on the Magneto, and that's going to be a class performance right there. But that's going to mean that the Vicious will definitely be going forward, pushing forward onto the map right now. And we're going to see Lumi take to the high ground on the group. A bit of a mismeasure of the Thorn Slash walls there, but I'm sure Lumi will get it next try around. It's going to be an interesting one to see. Ground Zero are going to need to turn up the pace right now and start holding it down. Try to get the Vicious stuck under this archway, and that's going to be the opening, but there's a group massive prison striking them down, and that's going to be the enabling there. But a big wall protects them. Big Luna goes for the fate of both worlds, going to shut it down. Magneto Meteors not going to connect with anyone, but the Hella, that is 6, will land one. Cleaning house right there. Ratata Scott is officially out of stalled momentum right now as the Vicious run back to spawn and regroup, where Ground Zero are putting the screws to them right now, and everybody's regrouping, taking the high ground, taking better positions, going into this next fight. Matsy, it's looking spicy. Those ults.
Those ults get the results, and we'll see if they are going to be able to achieve them heading forward into the next endeavor here. The Vicious trying their best to push Ratataska right forward as much as they possibly can. Speaking of right forward, 6 is pumping the damage forward right now. Fighting around the corner. This could be their time. Speaking of time, Dude tries to get the dunk through. Not going to be able to achieve it. Will be able to find chaos with their teammates, though. This is looking a lot better for them here. The Vicious now being cleaned up. This is Ground Zero's time to shine, but they are primed. They are still on to the mission vehicle in this one. And we'll see how things go down, because 6 is the cleanup crew there, and they hold strong, but there's still ample time here.
Ample time, a lot of time, but it's not on their side, because 3 minutes may seem like a lot, but really they have more to offer. Okay, remember, we need to see a massive defense from Ground Zero here in order to stop the Vicious's lead and bring it 2-2 in the map spread. But here he goes, and Starry is there working with them. It's working amongst the fight. But let's get back and locked in as VC Rib is there with the Mega Hurricane in the back line, shredding them up right there. But 6 is there to land the shots and actually shut down the Hurricane. Turn off the sprinklers because there is no storm today. Dupe is going to take our shot, and there goes Revsy as well. Adam taking down as well, and that is the power coming from Ground Zero on their confident picks right there. Torch, FMCL, 6 on the Hella, putting in the work. Dupe Dunkmaster doing it up as you see, but the Vicious are still primed and ready, knowing they got time, knowing they got a couple minutes. They only got to push out one more quarter to get themselves more in their time bank, but the stage is reforming around them. Dracula's Castle is taking a new form of its own.
Transforming as the game goes on. Strangling Prison coming out as well. Centauri and Go pushing out the damage. They manage to find all the impact. KOs are in abundance right now. Ground Zero power ahead and send the Vicious away a moment longer. They are not able to get distance towards this first checkpoint. They must hold back a while longer now, but you know what they've got? They have Meteor M, they have Final Judgment, Fate of Both Worlds around the corner, and potentially the last stand there. The Vicious, the gas is not out yet. they still have a bit in the tank.
Much more is needed in the tank for the executioner. He is again. Six is just out here denying ultimates all round long. Atlas gets a pick on this. Sorry, Lumi gets a pick on King Bob. That's going to be the shield dash right there. Going to be pressuring forward. Luna is dancing with all of the worlds on her mind. And Rib gets the slice and dice on Six right there. That's going to be the pressure the Vicious needed right there. Rib switching up to Wolverine. Definitely made an impact. Definitely made a change. Allowed them to push through. Ground Zero have one last chance to stop this push here. 57 seconds left for the Vicious. Are they going to stop it with a last-ditch effort, or are they going to let them have time to go into the castle? Looks like they're going to contest for now. As Matsi, we are seeing the flaming pyro tornadoes going off from FMCL.
Oh yeah, we are. They are burning it all up on there. So Revzy and Atlas caught there in the back. Goodbye to Atlas. Revzy does at least get to creep away, but Ground Zero going to be able to hold it back for a moment longer. This mission vehicle is so close to the edge on this one. It's going to come down to one final fight. Last Stand is online. Triangle Prison pretty close by as well for Ground Zero. And we could see the Eternal Bond and Freedom Charge as well. I'm getting worried for GZ right now, Liger. They could have a lot of surprises on their way through right now. And here we go.
Is anybody contesting? 1 second. No!
Oh my
No
gosh.
contest!
Final score.
Oh.
1, 2, 3.
What?
What is going on?
They had the time, they had the sustain, they had the stall, but no, Moonlight takes $5 though, I'll mention that. But what also takes away a victory is Matty AF. The Ground Zero Gaming Squad hold it down and take Dracula's castle for themselves, winning their second map. Do we call that one a Hydra Niner? What happened there? I thought they would have contested it into overtime. In the Marvel Rivals Ignite Oceania tournament. That's how it is. Ground Zero Gaming got 2 maps. The Vicious have 2 maps. We're here in another big one. We're about to find out how it's going to unfold. Let's see. Maddie AF, Dube, FMCL, Zenstar, King Bob, and Six are going to be Ground Zero's representatives taking on the Vicious, which is Rib, Revzy, Adam, Asher, Alice, and Lumi, going into the ban phase and started off. The White Queen is banned on both sides.
Oh yeah, we're going to see those bans come through there, and we're going to see the meteors come out in abundance. We are seeing all the meteors this time around. Loki's going to be banned out. Emma's going to be banned out. It's all getting banned out here. But what is going to be the differing factor? That's the big question. Ooh. Could it be Ultron taken away by Ground Zero? Yes, it is. They are going to lose the potential for the Punisher, though. But what do they protect in kind? The Torch. Definitely one that has allowed them to scorch ahead.
Scorching ahead is exactly what you want from the Human Torch players, but I want to see, yes, we got the fire, yes, we got the invis, we're not really seeing much Mr. Fantastic, but come on, bring out the thing, bring out the rocks, and let's get to socking them. Here we go. Now, I believe if we get to see the amazing, the powerful Thing and Groot combo, what I like to actually personally call Nature Rocks team up, one day that'll be in the game. It is going to be beautiful to see it, but we're going to see the Vicious clean house and absolutely secure that Lumi Doctor Strange. Make sure it's with their grasp. They also got Magneto. So does Ground Zero have Magneto. Human Torch is locked in for Ground Zero as well. Those are the protects. Those are the bans. Ain't nobody playing Loki today. Hell has been banned out for the Vicious. Cloak and Dagger is not an option for Ground Zero. What does that mean for Maddie? They're gonna play Lunar Snow anyway. It's gonna be all right.
It's gonna be all right, and we'll see just how right it is gonna be, because I see a dangerous piece of calamity. Ooh. Or I saw a dangerous piece of calamity on the board there. Six was hovering the Ultron. Now, we've seen what Six can do on Ultron before, and that is terrifying. If you see that come to play there. Doesn't look like it's going to see the light of day this time, though, so curious if maybe there might be a switch up later if Hela isn't working so well for them, but it's interesting how they're approaching this one. Lumi is not opting into the Strange, at least in the early stages here. We're bringing the Thing out, looking to go clobbering on it, and we'll see if they are going to be able to activate in fullness heading into this first push.
Heading into the first push indeed. We've got a Wolverine from Rib. Okay, very spicy. Lumi on the thing. The question is, does it walk out the spawn door? Rocket's going to be switched to Invisible Woman. Let's get into the action on Yggdrasil Path. As it kicks off with a bit of Thing Wolverine gameplay. No, it's actually going to be Lumi back onto Doctor Strange. Tomahawk Agamottos are in for a good time.
Oh yeah, they're going to be in for a great time here. And let's see if they are going to be able to make it even greater in a moment. Rebsy trying to pump through the damage there, just holding from above. Might actually catch Zensari if they're looking to be careful. Speaking of careful, Six taking a lot of punishment there. Does manage to fall off in time though. Speaking of in time, we could see some KOs come through in time if both teams aren't too careful. There we go, Rebsy finally taken out there. Good KO from Six. Looking to see if they can catch anyone else as well. Duke will be fouled by Rib there. Good shots from the Wolverine. They're trying to see if they can catch another one around the corner as well. The Wolverine is always so menacing, isn't it?
Honestly, Wolverine menacing? It's one and the same. Come on, we've seen him 20 plus years. Hugh Jackman till he's 90. We're gonna see Wolverine on our screens, in our games, doing it up, being an absolute menace. One of the flagship X-Men, and never mind, actually taken down by the new flagship, Fantastic Man, with Human Torch. But Torch is gonna get clapped by Magneto, reminded him, don't take away my X-Men. To me, my X-Men. That is what Magneto will do. Now, back in the action as the terrain falls and blocks their path, but it's okay because King Bob's ready and click with it. Now, FMCL is going to be recruiting back to their team, trying to get back to the group. Dupe's going to be stuck on a bit of rubber right now, but he's actually going to set up the bulwark and defend their team, grouping up, trying to handle the dance of the butterfly. Looks like the Invisible Woman boundary is going to be there to secure them. Some sustain, keep them alive during the dance. Going forward, FMCL is struggling right now against Rebsy. Agamotto goes off by Zensari. Nullifies a bit of the presence from the Vicious right there, but the Lunar Snows are dancing. Both of them defeated all 4 worlds today. Are going to nullify all the damage coming out, and a Magneto Meteor will not connect, but it does give enough juice for them to take down Asher. Rib takes down Zensari. That's 1 for 1. Duke's taken down by Adam right there. The Dark Master taken out by Adam. And they do push it Vicious past the first gate on Yggdrasil Path.
At long last, they will be able to blast through. Just over 4 minutes to go on the timer as well. Eager to see if they can manage to spell trouble for their opponents here. Rib holding around the corner. Six waiting patiently as well. Could be caught in this one if they're not too careful. Speaking of, good comms coming out from FMCL. Not allow Six not to push it deep into the Lion's Den or maybe the Wolf's Den in this case. Oh no! Six has been caught though, holding around that corner a little too long. Supernova does come out from FMCL, but it's Rib managing to get them around the back there. Good KO potential, and they've still got more to come.
More is what we want. More action, more power. Oh, big steal from the Wolverine right there, taking the Vanguard, but they do manage to escape out with a bit of flight. Going to be a tough one for Zensari, dealing with a Wolverine right in your face, clearing out your space, even when you're trying to make space as the Vanguard. But Adam's there to hold it down. Adam gets frozen by the Matty AF in the snow right there. Hell is unleashed, taken to the sky as Six is there. Magneto Meteor is going to be collecting some damage, but Six is tactical with it. Meteor doesn't connect. Oh my days, the Psylocke double dance down, and the Wolverine goes for the last stand. It's not going to be enough as they see FMCL and Six take out Rib, take out Lumi. That's Rosy, that's a double KO for Dupe on the Dunk Master Magneto. And that's a cold, clean, good defense for Ground Zero going forward. But the Vicious are mighty, and they've got 3 ultimates online, ready for the next fight. At the same time, Ground Zero have 3 as well.
Oh yeah. They have 3 as well, and they are ready to bring them out at a short notice. But speaking of short notice, we are going to see the portal come through at short notice right now. FMCL forced to fall back with the Fire Slam there. Eye of Agamotto comes through from Starry. Not able to find as much impact as they would like from that one, so they are going to be forced into a retreat back towards the mission vehicle here. Does allow the Vicious to bring things up. Their own Eye of Agamotto comes out. Are going to be nullified by the fate of both worlds on both sides here. We'll see if they are going to find more potential from that one. Matty AF are still online, still kicking with the fate of both worlds. It could give them a bit more gas in the tank here. Speaking of Supernova online, Meteor M online. It's the invisible boundary though, which could protect them out of this one. But they aren't finding any KOs through as yet. The Vicious still pushing still holding strong, but Ground Zero holding even stronger. They've trickled through so much time, and the terrain is starting to regenerate.
Terrain back online, 1 minute 30 for the Vicious trying to push right now. Magneto Meteors do not connect with anybody, but Six is landing some shots. Lasering in on the Magneto. Not going to give him the space they need. Matty AF, give him sustain, give him the pain. Ooh, landed on a Revsy right there. Harlock taken down out of the fight. And we're going to see Invisible Woman pushing as well. And they're going to go dive in on the Doctor Strange, putting a bit of damage and putting them on the back four. Lumi's on the back four right now. Ash is going to be there to sustain them. They're regrouping without him, and they're going to be shielded up and nicely sustained. Trying to regroup for this next fight. Agamotto in the back line is cancelled by the freeze from Matty AF on the Lunar Star, and a supernova to follow from Rib this time. Burning them up, forcing them in the corner. They can't walk out. They can't hear their team. Heather's in the skies alone. She's going to be facing the fire. She's going to be in a tough position. Uses the owl to get out. Matty AF gets picked off by Rib in the firestorm that it is right there. Burning up into a meteor, and Rib takes out Six. That's a double KO. Pushing pushing forward. That's a triple for Rib with the knee of justice right there. What a cold hit into a quadra for Rib on the Human Torch.
As they blaze ahead once again, push past the second checkpoint here. One more to go. The home stretch is before them, and they have 3, almost 4, maybe even 5 ultimates online. But I mean, that's the same on both sides. They're looking primed up, ready for action as Six spurs to action to get the first KO. Looking to lock down another one around the corner as well. We do see Agamotto locked in for Zenstari, not finding much from it, but Zenstari will fall. Good stuff coming out from the Vicious there. Trying to see if they can catch someone else. Duke will be able to catch Lumi. Good stuff coming out there. It's FMCL, Supernova time. Fate of both worlds as well. Trying to keep their team healthy, keep them up as long as they possibly can. But the Fate of both worlds must reach the end of its course eventually. And we set sail towards another fight right around the bend.
Right around the bend, get around it, get amongst it, get into the action. It's about to go off, it's about to go down. The Seraphim shields are there to block some damage, but it's not going to be enough. Magneto's there to nullify a bit of presence, but that other fire slam from Rib taking out Six, but in return, FMCL does it themselves and shuts down Rib. There it is right now. Zenstari pushing through, trying to set up a Maelstrom, charges it up, takes down Adam, KO after KO, pushing forward, putting the Vicious on the back foot right now. There it is, Ground Zero, holding it down. They literally have 30 seconds on the clock left to hold this defense. No matter what happens, their goal is to make sure that the Vicious don't take it to the Yggdrasil tree. They want to hold it down. They want to hold them here so that when they get to push themselves, they don't have to take it into overtime. It's the man of the hour. It's the pain of the hour. Everybody's waking up right now. This could be the final fight on Yggdrasil Park. Ribs ready with the Supernova. Duke's going to be hitting it with the Magneto. Matsi, it's about to kick off as we see the Hela take to the sky.
Six is online, got it to death, but it's FMCL bringing out the damage right now. Revsy goes down, gonna find Lumi as well. Six is cooking into it, and they hold them off successfully. The Vicious are not able to maintain control of the point here, and it will now be the side switch. So, the side of Ground Zero have a little bit of an easier time pushing into their attacking phase here, as they may yet be able to set sail, push course ahead, and spread their reach here. A dangerous pursuit is on the cards into this one, but my gosh, this game never stops. It never stops giving. You love to see it, and we'll see exactly what is going to be around the corner. FMCL, ooh, Wolverine time, getting some inspiration from Rib there, perhaps. This is a dangerous endeavor coming forward.
That is insanity. Right there. Powerful. I cannot believe it. I really thought the Vicious were going to make it onto Pointer at the end. Again.
30 seconds before
It
you
seemed
attack.
like they had the
Get
last ditch
ready.
effort, they had the contestant, but maybe just a bit of that presence, the Vanguard presence from Zenstari, a bit of pushes maybe coming through from the Invisible Woman. Was that enough to push them off? Was that enough to shut down the momentum? And it seems like it was. Like, ultimately, I really thought they'd make it there. I really thought we were going to go into OT, but yeah, now it is again the same scenario as before. This time, Ground Zero are bringing it out. That's right. Dupe and FMCL are going to be running the fastball combo. That's right. We're going to be throwing Wolverine, the absolute Weapon X, into the backline with a jetpack. Let's see if this actually plays into favor for Ground Zero.
Let's see if it is going to play in the favor. If it is going to be their way into this one. The damage is already starting to trickle ahead here. Six dishing out real haymakers from downtown here. Ooh, trying to see if they can catch Illumi off guard, but they are finding the proper way into this one. The Vicious are going to be able to hold them off for a second longer here. But, oh, Fire Slam almost meets the end of Six's day there. KO around the corner. Surely you'd think from at least one of the rosters right now, nobody is looking to give up without a fight.
Not a fight in the skies, not a fight on the ground, not a fight on the sidelines. Nobody wants to give up a single one of those fights. You're going to push in, you're going to hold it down, you're going to see some fire slams. The torches are going crazy. This is a torch as well, and we're here to light it up. Atlas takes out FMCL, 6 takes out Adam. Zensari taken down by Lumi. That's a strange differential right there. We're going to see Lumi whipping around, hitting the Eldritch Power against the Magneto right there. Dupe on the back foot. Maelstrom of Madness taking out 6 with the AoE. And there it is. Big, big power. Agamotto ready to go. Agamotto's going off. Lumi is getting greedy with it. Rip gets dupe and FMCL. That was a well-timed Agamotto, least expected. Actually getting a couple extra picks than you needed, but it matters because that does buy big defensive time for the Vicious, knowing that they're trying to scrape any of the seconds they can together, buy as many minutes as they can, so that they have the bank, the time bank, ready to nullify in Ground Zero's favor and have all the time they need, because yeah, they can't let Ground Zero get to that third gate. They need to shut it down early.
Shut it down early, and we'll see if Repsy's going to be able to do just that. You know, they managed to get some great shots out onto FMCL, but Six is now able to trade it out. Good KO coming through there. Might be able to find more. Fate of Both Worlds going out, though, with the Eye of Agamotto. They're locked out, and this could be the time for Ground Zero to hit the ground running as they are looking to focus up, get that damage all the way in. Illumi is KO'd, and we see more follow through. Dupe is shutting them down in 2 pieces. And we will see the mission vehicle steam ahead towards this first checkpoint now. A moment of grace. But there's a portal on pursuit. Where are they going? They're gonna shut down the Vicious! Oh my gosh, look at that, Liger! Holy moly!
Turn the radio to FM, see you later, who's burning up a storm right there through the portal. That is a massive backfire for the Vicious right there. They tried to contest it, and FMCL just sent them burned to a crisp. What an excellent use of the supernova right there. That's the power you want. That's the firepower you want. And that's going to make Ground Zero feel really good. But the Vicious are still here. Revsy ready with the Judge, Jury, Executioner. That's right. Final Judgment is online, as well as the Fate of Both Worlds. But Lumi's overextending, getting caught out by Dupe on the sidelines. Judge, Jury, Executioner is potentially going to get picked up by Six, landing the shots like it's nothing from the skies. Cleaning out another ult, canceling ults like all day long. That's the 4th, I believe, from 6. And today alone in the best of 7 in the grand finals of Marvel Rivals Ignite Matzy. Here it is. They're pushing. The goats of Yigsguard are moving forward. And the Vicious have 3 ultimates ready to try and contest.
Oh, Eye of Agamotto comes out straight onto the strategist. Oh my gosh. What a major impact the Vicious have made there, stopping them right on the edge of the next checkpoint. I cannot believe it. And they will be able to buy themselves a little bit more time here, a little bit more time to hold on for dear life.
That is exactly what the Vicious want right now. Absolute execution right there with Fate of Both Worlds, with a massive Tomahawk Agamotto from Lumi once again. There it is. That's the power. That's the thunder you want right there. That is clean, and that is cut, and that is exactly what Vicious want right here. But Ground Zero have 5 ultimates online. This is going to be a tough one.
And it's going to be even tougher. Meteor M comes out there, not able to find the impact they were looking for, but they are going to be able to pump out damage. Look at that. Fire slam down on Repsy, and Noob jumps in for the double down as well. They're going to be able to steam past everybody. And it's the second checkpoint locked in for Ground Zero here. They are powered up, and they are good to go. Only a little bit more remaining on this one, Liger, and they have so much time to do it.
The time bank is literally 3 minutes and they only got to deliver 1/6 of the way to victory. That's the potential power they have right now in their hands. They only have the Invisible Woman ultimate ready. The boundaries there if they need. Vicious are going to have their final judgment once again. Probably closer to a butterfly step. And as you know, but 6 is going to land the shots on Adam. They're going to put Vicious on the back foot. The payload is moving. The convoys, the goats, they're moving. They're grinding along. They're chugging along. And FMCO is pushing them with fire into the corner, into the spawn. Vicious are trying to push through, trying to take high ground. The Punisher is getting absolutely punished by 6 of here. But it doesn't matter because this time Kingdom Blast slew me away. Doesn't allow the Tomahawk Agamotto to connect right there, but the boundaries there, they keep sustained. Rib tries to get some picks. Adam does get 6. Maddie goes down. Looks like the ultimates are coming out from Rib right here. Rib gets 1, that's 2, that's a double KO. 4. Psylocke on the Rib right here, doing it up. 2.8 meters, were closer than ever, but they're going to stop it right before the cusp of it, but they got to do this really well and get a full hold because Ground Zero have 2 minutes to work with.
2 minutes to work with, 2 minutes to grab every opportunity here, and we'll see if they are going to be able to seize the moment, take the prize here as they hold on for dear life. So close, yet so far, but you know what isn't far? Supernova and Rib is down. Here we go. Ultimates offline. Repsy is out of here. And Starry looks in the Agamotto. Ground Zero are powering into it, trying to get the portal block as well. I love this impact around the back there. The KOs just don't stop for Ground Zero. They power through it, and just like that, they take the map, and they're back in the lead.
Back in the lead, the portal blocking spawn. Even if Punisher had the gripple, like the hook, right? The grappling hook to make it back, the portal was there to nullify the potential contest. Clean sacrifice from Zansari there. Clean ultimates from the entire Ground Zero squad. FMCO absolutely burning up the expectations. Right down and dusted right there. Big MVP, big firepower, living up to it. Oh my goodness, that is map 5. That is 3 maps in favor of Ground Zero. They are officially, that's right, Messi, they are officially at map point. 1 more map for Ground Zero and they will be your grand champions of Marvel Rivals Ignite. But the Vicious are
champion. Will it be Ground Zero in this map? Will the Vicious be able to tie things up and bring both teams to championship point? It all comes down to this, and we are in to the pick, ban, protect phase right now, and Emma Frost, say no more.
Say no more, but I want more. Emma Frost is out of here, unluckily. But we're still gonna get Magneto locked in for the Vicious, which means Air Adam will be present and ready to fly. Does that mean we will also see the same for the Ground Zero squad? Will we see the Dunk Master dupe as well? It's going to be an interesting one to see. Spider-Man being hovered by dupe. That's for you, Matt. See, I hope you get some Spider-Man action today. That'll be exciting.
I wish, Liger. I wish. I want to see that spectacular spin. You know, we saw some of that greatness in group stage, but my gosh, just crazy. I don't think we'll see it.
You know what we will see, though? Sorry. Let me correct myself. You know what we won't see yet again? Ain't nobody getting mischievous out here. Ain't no Lokis in the house. Punisher is also locked out for Ground Zero. Ultron is also locked out for the Vicious. Now. Pay attention. If that final ban is going to be the Hela, which means Revsy can't play Hela, Ground Zero are definitely going to be running with the same strategy they ran the last map. Eyes on the fact that we do see FMCO hovering on the Wolverine. Very strong pick into domination. Zenstari with, Maddie AF on the group, but we do know Zenstari is most likely going to be the group player in this scenario. We're going to see that final protect go. Ground Zero protecting FMCO's Human Torch. He's been cooking on it for maps on end, and it's going to be certified there, but they're going to target ban Maddie again, taking out the cloak and dagger from Ground Zero as we go into the final protect from the Vicious.
And let's see what they are going to be locking down here. Are they going to be focused up onto the Strange? No, the Torch. There we go.
Ooh.
The Torch coming out on the Protect there. They are not going to be protecting the Strange. So, Ground Zero. 1 more ban to come. Will it be the Strange? Well, there you go. There you go. They haven't locked it down yet, but they are certainly thinking about it. The Strange lockdown will really shut down some of Lumi's potential. But I mean, just because Strange is gone, doesn't mean that's the only thing that Lumi can play, right? You can see
Oh, there it
Lumi
is.
bringing out the cap. There it is, as you said. And that freedom charge is going to be huge. But it's cool to see the Mantis is coming out as well now. You know, that Soul Resurgence, definitely something they can rely upon here. Really play into their strengths on this one. But we'll see if that is going to see the light of day. It looks like the Guardians team up is on the way through. You know, Lager and I, before we came back, we mentioned, you know, man, we haven't seen Star-Lord all day. Well, there it is. I can't believe this, Lager.
There it is. Maybe we will get a bit galactic with it and take on the Guardians with a bit of that revival composition. We'll see when we actually walk out the door, though. But let's get into it. In these moments, I am gonna do something very special for everybody right now. Let's remind you that this could potentially be the final map. That's right, this could potentially be the final map, the final round for the Marvel Rivals Ignite Oceania tournament. We are here with the finalists in the grand finals. Ground Zero Gaming versus The Vicious. It's going down. We've got Matt AF, FMCL, Jupe, King Bob, Six, Zensai representing Ground Zero, and The Vicious represented by Rib, Revsy, Asha, Alice, Lumi, and Adam. It's gonna go down. It's gonna go off. It's about to go down. It's about to go off. We're gonna set up. We're gonna run it down. Rivals. And let's get into what could potentially be the final map. If Ground Zero take his spot, it's on Vicious to turn the tides, rewrite history, and get themselves to map 7. Let's start off with a portal.
Oh yeah, it's portal time. Damage coming through from FMCL there, spelling trouble for their opponents. Lumi is ready to barge ahead. Fearless Leaper could be. Dividing Strike, there we go. They're into it, and they're dishing out damage. But Revsy and co are dishing out some damage over their own. And we're going to see if they can zone out more of Ground Zero here.
You're zoning out more is definitely what you want. Looks like Revsy Asher actually getting double on the Mantis. That's the Guardian team if you want. Vicious getting a strong start here. 10% on the board for themselves on this exciting Wakanda map right here. It's going to be a tough one going forward. Lumi on the Captain America. Looks like they got a composition that can move pretty fast. Yeah, moving fast is definitely the key you want in domination right there. Ground Zero, more grounded with their composition, living up to their name. Zenstarry there as well on the Doctor Strange, but King Bob is ready with the boundary. Again, no Cloak and Dagger available for Maddie, but Featherbow Falls will be there. Adam gets a pick on 6 right now. Everyone's on the back foot. We're going to see Star-Lord already go into a galactic primal form right there. Gunning them down, getting the pick on FMCO, getting the pick on Zenstarry. That's a double KO for Rib on the Star-Lord. Hold on a minute, Maddie. Oh my days. Massey, listen, they are actually cooking right now on the Karmic Revival team up, on the Guardians of the Galaxy right now. This is something we haven't seen. This is something that might catch Ground Zero off guard.
Yeah, I think the only time we saw this was from Kanga at the start of playoffs. You know, they managed to play in to this Guardians team up there. And it didn't work out for them, but it looks like it's working very well for the Vicious right now against Ground Zero. Ooh, big burst of damage coming out from Rib there as well, trying to build up as much ult charge as they can, quick as possible. Speaking of, we do have Karmic Revival online from Revsy now, so even if their team go down, they can bring them all the way back.
Bringing them all the way back is what they want. Are they trying to bait Ground Zero in? It's already 80%. Ground Zero doesn't have percentage on the board. Lumi's going to take down King Bob. FMCL takes down Lumi in return. Adam taking out FMCL. That's 2 down for Ground Zero. It's going to be so hard for them to contest here. Zenstar is down. There's not going to be a last minute portal. There's not enough time. It looks like Vicious might take this one clean cut, 100-0. Unless Ground Zero got a last ditch effort. I don't think they do. 3, 2, 1, and you're done and dusted. 100-0 for the Vicious. Taken first round on Burn and T'Challa on the Stellar Spaceport as we move to Warrior Falls. Now, I do know Ground Zero do like this specific one. They do have compositions that work. It's a matter of if they can use those compositions and utilize it against the Karmic Revival team up, but it's going to be a tough one here. But Vicious right now feeling confident, feeling good. Look at the ultimates they have. They got 5 ultimates ready going into this next fight, just as the same as Ground Zero do as well. Just when you thought he was going one way, the Vicious are back with a vengeance. To remind them, they made it to the grand finals for a reason. They took out Kanga Esports for a reason. Let's see if they take it home, or are Ground Zero going to lock in victory.
It's nice to know that even
We'll see if they are going to be able to lock things down here. Do have plentiful amounts of potential available. You know, we got 4 ultimates online from Ground Zero. Starry going to lose a bit of ultimate percentage there because they did switch out into the group. Definitely is a viable option, especially into this section of the capture point here. We'll see if they can find some good potential now as they look to push into the choke point here. Focused up with the blind strikes there. There goes Rib. Nice start coming out of this one. Meteor M is online as well. They won't even need it. Look at the damage coming through. Rib going to be able to bring themselves back, though, with the Guardians team up. They can get that little revival through. And the mission area going to hit the unlock. So, ground zero, looking to power ahead in the initial stage.
Looks like the mission area.
Here's the thing with the Guardians team up. It's in the name. Where's the Vanguard of the Guardians? That's Groot. That's Zensari. That's what's going to turn that differential factor there. That's how they picked off Rib nice and early, nullifying majority of Vicious's damage. But he's back. He's ready. He's going legendary, and he's shredding them up right now. We see a Meteor charging up. Lumi's going to be under Captain America. Hitting a punch, taking out Duke right there. Freedom charges ready to go if they need. But the fate of both worlds are there to keep them sustained just the same. 6 takes out 1, 2, flash KO on Ramsey in that shot. Double KOs and sorry, taking out Atlas. Adam falls to FMCL, and the last one on the point is Rib, and Lumi is running away, regrouping with their team, trying to go for a storm. Ball again is cancelled. There will be no revival. There will be no use from that as they catch out the Adam trying to be sneaky. Well timed, well effective scouting from ground zero right there, shutting down what could have potentially been a disaster for them.
Yeah, they will be able to have the crisis averted there and build up their percentage now over 50. So things looking great for ground zero at this stage, and we'll see if they are going to be able to stay the heroes in their own story here, as 6 is focused up onto Lumi right now. Lumi not going to be able to get away. That's one Vanguard down already. This is problematic. Gets to the butterfly coming out as well, but it's the Soul Resurgence, which will keep them alive a while longer. Adam bringing out the Meteor M as well. Are they going to get a big boop? No, they're not. 6 just keeps dishing out damage, though. You can't even blink. You will miss something out of this one, as these KOs never stop.
From the way this is looking right now, looks like ground zero have the lead here. Maybe it's their turn to get 100-0, but the Vicious are present, but they're ready. But the Galactic Legend Star-Lord is ready to fly at any moment right now. They're gonna have the fate of both worlds as well ready from Atlas. Is it gonna be enough? Zenstar close than ever to the Strangling Prison right now. Going legendary, Rib gets one. That's King Bob down. There's no bounty for them to use. FMCL burns it up and combines it with the massive Strangling Prison. Getting one, getting two. That's two. Taking out the third. That's Atlas down. That's Adam down. That's a double KO for FMCL, and that's a team wipe for ground zero, and it's their turn. It's their time to get 100-0 percentage on Wakanda, taking Warrior Falls. Oh, both these teams are fired up.
Fired up and onwards to the Imperial Institute of Science, the third and final capture point. Both teams have had a slice of the pie, but now it goes down to one more stand. Will it be ground zero taking away a grand final point, taking away the championship here? Or will it come down to the Vicious finding a way back in, staking their claim once again to a chance at the mid-season finals? Both of these teams have to put it all on the line here, have to really elevate themselves to go for gold. Because if they don't, they will be bowing out of this here tournament and saying goodbye. The gates open, and it's gonna come down to this one. Let the games begin.
Let them begin indeed. We are finally, potentially in the end game now. Let's get it. Let's get to action. 20 seconds till the mission area unlocks right now. The Vicious are moving to point at the same time as ground zero. There it is, eyes on the prize. Both teams know that this is a deciding match. This could be the one factor to take ground zero to the mid-season finals. That could take them to first place in the ground. The absolute presence that could be the Marvel Rivals Ignite OCE tournament. Matty AF getting the first pick on Lumi right now, starting off with a strong KO. FMCL's burning up a storm, and we see him going around, turning around, trying to find a pick to go for. Invisible Boundary allows them to take out Adam. We do see the res. Revsy bringing back Lumi and Adam, bringing back the Vanguards into the fight, and as well as Alice, who got picked off. Instantly res, double KO for FMCL. The Magneto Meteor is going to go crashing down and hit Zensari, KOing the Vanguard, getting the double on 6 right now. Just when you thought ground zero had it, the Karmic Revival from Adam Warlock brings Vicious back in favor, getting some percentage on the board.
that they will. Gets a percentage on the board there for the Vicious, and Ground Zero not going to be able to resist them quite yet. Do have Zenstari pretty close to a strangling prison there. Fate of Both Worlds close for Maddie as well. We'll see if they are going to be able to activate, though, because the Galactic Legend is almost ready to turn on. Brib preparing for battle. They've already lost one teammate. Maybe they lose even more. Here it is. Galactic Legend is out. Legendary. Are they going to be able to hold it? No, they will not. Not finding the impact they need there. And Ground Zero hit the ground running once again. The control goes their way.
Just the tactical prowess coming from Dunkmaster Dupe, using the Magneto Meteor to absorb all the galactic damage that could have potentially come out from Rib, who was ripping it up on the Star-Lord. It was a strong ult there, used to counter that damage. Well executed. Now it looks like they're going to get boxed in by Zenstari on the Gru, who's going to hit the Strangling Prison, baiting out the show, baiting out Atlas's dance. And there it is. The firestorms have begun as FMCL starts blazing them up, cooking them up, sending them down, trying to get a position for everybody to get a good angle right now. As we see, they're going to be undefeatable with Asher popping out right now, giving them the power, giving them the juice they need to keep it forward. That is the Guardian power right there. But Zenstari is holding the fort, using the Ironwood walls and the Thorn Slash walls to nullify their damage. Split up the absolute strategists from the Vanguards. Are we going to see Magneto? Are we going to see Adam hit once and it hits the wall, unfortunately? But we're going to see a follow-up right now with the Skies, with Rib, and the Boundaries are up, and we see the Galactic Legend once again start lasering, taking out FMCO. Will we see the second on Medea? That's a double for the Rib. That is Star-Lord triple, and it's a quadra KO for Rib on the Star-Lord.
The Galactic Legend makes their impact, finds their mark there, and they are going to be able to find percentage back. Ground Zero got up to 63, and the Vicious are now close behind. But you know what's going to keep them ahead here? Karmic Revival is on a line, so even if the Vicious lose a lot of members, they might just be able to bring them all the way back. It's very dangerous to see what could come out of this one, but you know, Dupe has got Meteor M. Strangling Prison could be online as well. Adam has been taken out. A decent start, but they need to take it one step closer. Ooh, Hoodoo mobilization. There comes Strangling Prison. Adam's online. Karmic Revival. They are back online. Soul Resurgence is here. They are hitting it into high gear, Liger. Here we go.
Here we go, they're returning into the fight. The fight over is over, isn't over. Maddie getting under the invisible boundary. Six trying to zone him out. The Vicious regrouping behind the wall, trying to get the heals up, trying to get the sustain back. And I'm caught off by the Psylocke. Six going once, twice, getting a triple KO with the butterfly dancing around. There it is, trying to go for the fourth in the sky. Goes for the flash dash on the Star-Lord. Cleans us from Madiev. There it is, Madiev. At 90%, here we go. The Vicious need to bring out the Doctor Strange portal, but they can't because it's been banned. There's no chance to make it. Ground Zero have 6%. Does anybody on the Vicious make it? 3, 2, 1, and you're done and dusted. That is capturing Bernard T'Challa for Ground Zero Gaming, meaning they win the Marvel Rivals Ignite tournament.
Yes, they do. They are going to be your Ignite Stage 1 champions. FMCL taking away the MVP and their ticket to ride towards the mid-season finals has been locked in. Oh my gosh. Can you believe it? The champion is crowned.
And there it is, the glorious Ground Zero Gaming. Just when you thought they didn't have a chance because the Vicious brought out some unorthodox strategies. The Vicious was so lethal, so impactful, did so much work to bring themselves to the finals. Ground Zero Gaming into the struggle of it, got on their peaks and got the dub, the big W. Big praise in the chat from all the GZ homies. Congratulations to Ground Zero Gaming. That's $30,000 USD for the team. That's a path directly to the mid-season finals for them, and a well-played, well-earned, massive second place to the Vicious, who put on an amazing show tonight.
Couldn't agree with you there more, Liger. You know, they managed to take away 2 maps away from Ground Zero, proving that they have been able to make a bigger dent in the record of Ground Zero, but Ground Zero still power ahead. Take it away 4 maps to 2 there in our best of 7 series. An incredible result. And speaking of results, look at these stats right now, my man, out of our final map.
Final map stats are so clearly crazy right now. So much damage blocked by Lumi and Adam, the Vanguards, but Zenstari had walls for days. 40k block damage. Massive output coming from both Starlord and FMCL, and the Duelists are all doing so much work. So much output coming from Atlas and Asher as well. Big sustain for the team, fighting through all that pain. But King, Bob, and Maddie just proved their synergy as a Stratos combination was just that one level above to be able to handle that power. The bans were there. The picks were there. They utilized what they could. They collected information. I'm losing my voice, but I'm here because it is not over yet, Maddie. There is still a chance for us to, of course, have a quick chat with Ground Zero Gaming. The winners interview is got to be the greatest winners interview of the entirety of Marvel Rivals Esports in the OCE region. We did it, everybody. We made it. We've got our crowned winners walking away with $30,000, the big pot grand prize from the 75k for the OCE region. Matt, it's been an absolute pleasure casting today with you, man. What an experience this was.
Oh, not just today, Liger. It's been an absolute pleasure casting with you all the way through stage 1, man. Yeah. And honestly, big shout out to our other co-caster, Profound Rice, as well. Big shout out to Profound Rice. I know you're in the chat. Much love. Hope you're feeling better soon. And big shout out to everybody who's been along for the journey here so far. We have had an incredible storied approach, seeing this from beginning all the way through to the end. Ground Zero, proving that they are the top of the class, the top of the region as we know it. Oh my gosh.
Big round of applause, big claps, big W's in the chat for the amazing performance by Ground Zero Gaming, and of course the Vicious as well. Big GG's. What an event, what a time to be alive. Marvel Rivals Esports. Woo! We've only just begun, That is a blessing that we are here, doing it up, having a good time, representing the region, the best of the best. We found out who the rest are. Ground Zero Gaming are your grand champions for Marvel Rivals Ignite in OCE. How exciting is that? I can't wait to see how the other regions react to this one, Matt C, because Ground Zero Gaming, ooh, they're coming for him.
Oh, yeah, they are. They are going to be coming out and bearing their fangs. They are going to be bringing the power on the grand stage. On a global level, like this is the team that is going to be representing us, Oceania, as a region, and definitely going to be keeping my eyes peeled on them when they will make their way over towards the mid-season finals. Very eager to see if they are going to be able to go toe-to-toe and perform against some of the world's best.
Absolutely. What a crazy performance. What a time to be alive. That was a bloody amazing match. That's OCE's best going at it. Woo! What more can you say? Honestly, let's talk a little bit about the performance. Zenstari, I believe, one of the biggest standouts. The self-proclaimed best Vanguard in OCE. Is it self-proclaimed anymore? That's my question. That is the question to the chat. Is it self-proclaimed anymore? What more could you achieve? I think we got to remove that part. It might just be the best Vanguard in OCE, but not alone do they stand, because Dupe was there. Dunk Master Dupe, proving in this meta, when the Magnetos reign, they are supreme. He is supreme, going for it. And then FMCL. I've known FMCL for a long time. Their Moon Knight is what impressed me, but their Human Torch blew my mind away. What an amazing performance from their Torch, especially in these last few maps, burning up a storm, pushing through as much as they could to just keep their team absolutely in an advantageous situation, trying to constantly keep pressure on the Vicious, keep pressure on anybody they face in the group stage, in the playoffs, you name it. Then Six came out here. Six with the hella performance like no other, getting our first ever Hexa KO in Marvel Rivals Ignite. What a performance by them, and bringing out the Psylocke, showing everybody that the Dance of the Butterfly can still hang here in this meta, where the massive Invisible Woman and the Dancing Stone, Lunar Snows, are going to try and stop it, but take that first step as a butterfly, and they flew free and beautifully and cut people down. And then biggest support, biggest love to the two strategists, Matty AF and King Bob. I know the community loved them. The chat was always talking up King Bob. Matty AF, I believe, Matt C, I'm gonna let you take this one, because I know you have words to say about Matty AF.
Yeah, Matty AF, just absolutely superb work. You know, we saw their cloak and dagger just elevate their team time and time again. There's a reason that they were earning a plethora of MVPs. You know, if you get medals for MVPs, then you're going to have like a whole half of Matty AF's body filled with medals because they just kept earning them MVP marks there. The cloak and dagger was just incredible. And there's a reason that the Vicious were like, wait a minute, we should ban that one out. And they did, at least at one point in those in that series there. You know, just Matty AF making big impacts. It forced them onto the Lunar Snow, and it was really great to see how they were able to adapt around that. So big shout out to our strategists out there as well. Definitely keeping your team alive as long as possible. And, you know, strategists, they're doing a lot of work.
Everybody send a nice message to your fellow strategist players, the ones that play strategists for you when you're, you know, having fun on the other roles. Also, King Bob. Big love for King Bob. Bob, honestly, the Sue Storm of MRI. The Sue Storm represent the Future Foundation as well. That's what King Bob did represent. What a crazy Sue Storm player. Always there with the boundaries. Every time the other boundary was up, Bob had it ready to go. Bob was there to back up when Matty couldn't put the eternal bond down. There it was, the boundary ready to keep everybody nice and sustained, nice and protected, allowing the Vanguards to cook and the Duelists to a flying high. That's right, remember, boundary, what a beautiful ultimate. It allows FMCL flying in the sky to even get some protection. Shout out to your strategist, looking high up and helping your flyers as well, especially in this flyer meta. Now, then of course, the Vicious. I cannot say more praise for Lumi. Lumi, the Sorcerer Supreme, probably the strongest Strange in the Marvel Rivals Ignite as well. How exciting. The whole team, Adam, Rib, Revzy, Asher, Alice, all amazing. But let's get into our winners interview with Ground Zero Gaming.
Matty, welcome in. Big congratulations to you and the team, mate. How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling great. Just won, and yeah, I'm happy.
Woo-woo. That's absolutely beautiful, Matty. That's great to hear that your team's feeling good. I want to know, what was the mentality before that final round? What was the game plan? What were you all feeling in that moment?
Well, we knew we swapped the group, and like that's our comfort pick, and we knew we had better ults, so we just ran at them, and we did win the first fight, but then we won the round, and we were like super excited, and we're happy that we qualified now to China.
Yeah, great stuff coming through from you and the team there, honestly. And I guess coming out of that series, did you expect it to go as far as it did? Like, did you expect the Vicious to bring that amount of power?
Well, I predicted 4-2 like before the game, and I did go 4-2, but I think we kind of like fucked up the bans. We didn't ban Ultron, so then they got Ultron, and they won 2 maps off that, I think, and after that, I don't think so the maps were that close. We just kind of destroyed them.
Fair enough. Apologies for the language, everybody. Matty's very excited.
Sorry. I forgot.
That's all right. That's it. Now, of course, team's feeling good. You did, of course, with your team win $30,000 USD for Ground Zero Gaming. I'm sure the bosses at Ground Zero Gaming, your coaches, your managers are all cheering you on, all spamming the group chat saying, well done, lads, top tier performance. But I want to know, I know the competitive spirit, I know how you players think. What are you really focused on now? What really matters to you most coming up?
Well, now we qualified for LAN. It's going to be like way harder, because we're in the first like teams around the world, but I think we're gonna take a little break because we've been scrimming for the past 3 weeks, like really on and off, and I think we all deserve a little break, and after we're gonna go hard again to try to see how we do overseas. But yeah.
No, great to hear that. And honestly, like heading towards the mid-season finals, how do you guys think you shape up against some of the competition that's around the globe?
Well, we've never versed like any Asia, China, NA or EU teams, but we're versed like Asia and China in scrims. We've been able to beat some teams in scrims from Asia and China, but we'll have to see how NA and EU goes. But I think we'll be able to like do well. I'm not sure, but yeah.
All right, well, You are our champions for Marvel Rivals Ignite OCE. Everybody here is cheering you on as our representative across the globe. We believe in you. Best of luck to you and the rest of Ground Zero Gaming. Is there anything
give a shout
you
out?
want to? Yeah, I was just about to say. Is there anything you want to say to the folks watching? Anyone you want to shout out? Stage is yours. Do it up, man. You earned it.
So I'd like to shout out my teammates first. Everyone's been amazing. Our coaches, J-Mac, he's helped us a lot. Like he's taught us the game to a different level. The org, they helped us a lot. And then my first team, Fatty M, they like teach me how to play the game. And then all my friends, Chopper Mag, Zycrig, Bubblecutt, CP7, all of them. Without them, I don't think I'd be this good. So I appreciate all of them, all the ranked games and stuff. And yeah, thank you.
No, great to hear it, Matty, and we really appreciate you coming on board and you and your team putting on one hell of a performance. You know, it's been just absolutely incredible to see what you guys have been capable of the whole way through this Marvel Rivals Ignite Stage 1, and I just want to say a big best of luck to you and the team heading into the mid-season finals. You know, you are our region's representatives, so give it your all. You guys got this.
Thank you. We'll try our best.
You got this. Much appreciated having a chat with Matty. Thank you very much again to the Ground Zero Gaming legends for taking the gold, for taking it home. What an exciting time. If there's anything else you want to say, Matty, final call to the folks at home, to all the folks in chat rooting for you. Let's go. Let's go, indeed. Thank you very much, Matty. Boy, massively appreciate it.
Thank you.
Enjoy your break. Oh.
All right, there we go. We entered the multiverse for a second there. I thought Lumi had invaded the interview, you know.
Might have been.
Worried. Yeah.
A little bit of astral projection going on.
Yeah.
There it is, Matsi. We're here. We're here. At the end of the road. Ooh. What an amazing experience. Maybe we can speak from the heart for a moment, Matsi. It's been like ourselves, honestly, and alongside with Profound Rice, shout out Profound Rice, our fellow caster. We had an absolute honor and pleasure casting and just explaining all the madness that was the Marvel Rivals Ignite OCE. We loved calling all the plays, doing analysis about the teams, learning about all of you amazing folks in the OCE region, and look at these amazing highlights from the tournament. Look at the madness that is from the OCE region. Such a stellar performance in this last match. FMCL, one human torch to keep your eyes on. I hope the rest of the world is looking at them, because that's Ground Zero Gaming. They're coming for you in the mid-season finals. It's going to be exciting to see them on the global stage. How amazing is it? Of course, so many amazing players. 6 is going to be one to watch out for.